Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Ida? What's up, Kim? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Tampa Red? What's up, Pretty Purple? What's up, Uppity Rotten Gums? Can I say something? What's up, Shirley D? What's up, Shirley D? What's up, Lady Sparkles? What's up, Kim? Oh, Lady Sparkles. You were gone, but Shakim said that you were stalking him, sending him all kind of videos, and you were trying to get with Shakim. That's what Shakim said. Now, Lady Sparkles, I'm gonna drop the link in a few minutes, but that's what he said, and I think you might have been preoccupied when he was on my live saying that. Now, so I'm just saying, who Jesus? Let me tell you something. Uppity Rotten Clubs. I was about to say that. Baby, I fell asleep. Honey, I fell the hell asleep. Them two hoes are between radio stations, honey, and it's static all up in there. Girl, they between radio stations. Okay? Not FM, but AM. Okay? You know how when you trying to get the station and be like, skrr, skrr, then you hear a little station, but it don't come in quite clearly. Okay, baby, that's what Castro and Tommy is giving. They is giving between 2 a.m., not FM, but 2 a.m. radio stations. Tommy, don't let them lay you down if they can't help you up. And see, that's Tommy's problem. Tommy is laying down, but the hoe can't help him up. And see, again, they are between two radio stations because the static is all up in their head. So they ain't thinking, and they ain't the only one. They ain't the only ones. It's a lot of static and holes up in here. They're between radio stations. AM, not FM, AM. But I'm going to say this, baby, don't let him lay you down if he can't help you up. Tommy, Castro can't help you up, but he's laying you down. But he is not helping you up. And I'm being real. You let this man pounce all on you or whatever. But when you need something, he can just only give you $11. Why are we hearing, Tommy, that this man wanted $10 back and you gave him $4 extra? He gives you $10, you give him back 14. Really though? Don't let him lay you down if he can't pick you up. And this man can't pick you up. I mean, you teaching him how to drive, and that hoe don't even have a car. That hoe said, "Can I come home? I'm hungry." And Tommy, you really looking stupid. Let me tell y'all something. Castro knows what the hell he's doing. For the mere fact, when he was in that car with Tommy, and Tommy was all trying to pull him out of that window to get in the car, that's Castro. Castro is a diabolical person. He acts calm on the surface, but that hoe is crazy. Honey, that hoe is between 2 a.m. radio stations, okay? That bitch has got static, and baby, he ain't nowhere near a radio station, okay? He is between radio stations, and that hoe is crazy. He want a box of macaroni and cheese back? That hoe is crazy. Then the hoe was running all over the lobby. See, that hoe be doing stuff in secret. Tommy crazy. Tommy admits to his being between two radio stations, okay? But this hoe is a secretive crazy hoe. She ain't even close to a frequency. Okay? Baby, this hoe is like driving in the country and you know you ain't gonna get no good radio stations. And you keep on moving. But there's so much static in between. Oh my God. A 2 a.m. radio station hoe. And again, I'm just looking at it and it's like, really? So they were on my channel, baby. I just went to sleep. I woke up and the vlog cast was still on. I just hit the end button so the outro music could play and just put my commercials in it and kept on moving. These hoes crazy. Now, Pillow Pair, they are both responsible. Stop trying to put one off on the other. Both of these hoes are between radio frequencies. Okay, it's static with both of them hoes. Okay, it's that AM, not FM. First of all, they don't have that many channels to choose from. But then they static because they ain't on no frequency. Them hoes are FM radio stations. Okay. They ain't even baby, they ain't even FM. They ain't streaming. They ain't serious. Them hoes is AM. Okay. Girl, they are low frequency. Them bitches ain't even high frequency. Them bitches low frequency over there. Between radio stations. So stop trying to put one on Tommy Castro. Both of them hoes are between frequencies. Both of them are short frequency AM stations. I can't even give them hoes FM. Okay, I can't even give them FM. And it's both of them. Tommy is external. Castro is internal. See, that's what you don't get, Pillow. That's what you don't get. One shows his emotions externally. One shows his frequencies internally. So Tommy is the I'm going to tell it all. I'm going to be explosive and bombastic. Castro is I'm going to run around the lobby like a fool, but y'all ain't going to see it. See, that's Castro right there. Y'all ain't going to see my stuff because I'm real sneaky with mine because I want to maintain this appearance of demureness. But that hoe is on the AM frequency too. And both of them are between radio stations. And the sad part about it is, at least with an FM station, you're going to get a lot of stations. So, it's short, between the frequencies, the stronger frequency, and you got most stations, okay? But, honey, these hoes AM. Okay, girl, it ain't that many radio stations already. And it's short frequency. And, baby, it's longer to get to a radio station. Honey, these are AM frequency vibrational hoes over there. I'm just saying. And that junk had me sleep. Baby, them hoes put me to sleep fighting. I was like, I woke up. Baby, I just hit the end button and put my commercials in and went right on back to bed. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it still exists. Baby, they crazy. So anyway, Pillar Pad, both of them hoes are short wave AM, right in the middle of the frequency. Ain't even they between radio station hoes over there. And I don't know why y'all playing with it. And if y'all hoes want to be up here talking and stuff, and Tommy be spilling that tea, and it be really bothering Castro, cause see, Castro want to hide that. Castro want to hide it, but you can't hide it when you with somebody who is externally going to explode. See, Castro is that internal mess. Tommy is external. Freaking frat. Baby, honey, they between frequencies, honey. These AM hoes, honey, these AM frequency hoes, they between stations, honey. All of that static. All of that static. Mm-mm-mm. And then you got that other between now Brian is, at least he's a FM. Brian is a FM he between frequencies too, but he at least got FM stations. He connects quicker than other people. I'm just gonna say, but he between radio stations too. Every once in a while he'll get back to the station. So yes. But baby, you didn't see all that holotry. That's wholeness right there. That's wholeness. That is wholeness right there. Anyway. So yeah, I did go to sleep. Baby, all I heard was Tommy talking about Castro sleeping with his mama baby daddy. Castro was getting mad. He was stuttering, and I just, it went black after that. It went black after that. Girl, it went black after that. And next thing you know, I was waking up. It had to be, child, I just hit the red button to end the thing. I don't, baby, baby, these hoes ain't well. Honey, the girls are not well. They fighting. 1 minute, somebody teaching somebody to drive. Okay, no shirt, no seatbelt. And then the next thing you know, somebody lip busted. Girl, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Oh, Jesus. Baby, I was asleep. Baby, I was asleep. Honey, them girls put me to bed, honey. They laid me down, honey. They laid me down in my bed. Laid me down in my bed. Baby, that was the best night's sleep. Okay. They laid me down. They laid me down, honey. Ooh-wee. Them hoes fighting. Them hoes fighting. No, honey, them Arkansas hoes is fighting over there. Baby, y'all really repping Arkansas well, baby. Ooh, y'all show what black love is in Arkansas. That's what they giving. Circle, I was on a call. I was on a call with Sleep. Sleep called and I answered her. Well, yes. Not you a hoe, but you know what I'm saying. The hoes put me to sleep. And he said, Castro, mm-hmm. Butter pecan. Okay. Girl, at least I gave you a 30-minute outro and went to bed. I just didn't cut it all off. Baby, I just gave y'all 30 minutes and some music and went right on back to bed and put my commercials in. Don't forget, put my commercials in. And put my commercials in and went my ass to bed. Because, baby, them girls were up there. Honey, they between radio stations. Girl, they between radio stations, honey, static all in the middle. Okay, and the sad part is these are AM girls, honey. These are not FM girls. These are not Series X, XM girls. These are AM hoes. Okay, baby, these are these AM frequency hoes. First of all, it ain't that many radio stations. The frequency ain't strong already, and then when they between stations, you know it's really bad because all you're gonna get is static, static, static. That's all, baby. It ain't nothing but static. These hoes ain't close to a frequency. Okay, they in the middle of the damn frequency. That's what get me. Ugh. So what else is going on, y'all? It was really weird last night. I remember, and I was telling Uppity, please stop comparing yourself to Deanna Irvin. Like I said, I know Deanna Irvin can't stand my guts, but one thing I'm not going to do is let you do that. Deanna got a house. Deanna got a husband. Deanna ain't on food stamps. Okay, girl, Deanna got attachments to the house. She got a whole she shed back there. She running things from that office. Okay, the Deanna Irvin empire. back in that back barn office over there. She's doing things. She's running things. She's running things. Okay. And at least her place is clean. It's a little dated, but it's clean. But girl, uppity stop. Uppity stop the madness. Stop the madness. What's up, Lady Sparkles?
How you doing? I got 5 minutes. What's the matter now?
Now, baby,
Shakim
all I
still,
know is Shakim came over
Shakim
here
still want to eat me, right?
and he
He
came
still want to
over
eat
here
me,
and said you've been trying to get with him and you've been sending him X-rated
Yeah, I did try to
videos
get
and
with him.
stuff.
Tell him to show it, yeah, girl. Just like that ID that I put out. Yeah, exactly. Next, he had to go pay for yeah, when you got to go pay for a cash app for a bird ass bitch to do an interview that ain't got none of her kids and had them spending them food stamps for crack pipes, you can't tell me a motherfucking thing, bitch. Food stamps is for crab legs and motherfucking jitterbug chitlins, okay? Which that booty hole must smell like. Flatter yourself, Shakim. So when I heard that Diamond Dory, wanted to do an interview, I don't know. You think I should do it? I was asking. I said if Tracy and Sour Patch okays it, I gotta have some representative, but they ain't get back in time. So Jay will send you my representative. So do you think I should do it or no? I don't know.
Like I said, I don't want to say no because then they say I'll be hating. My thing is this: follow your gut. If your gut is telling you no, don't do it. If your gut is saying be cautious, be cautious. I mean, follow your instincts. I mean, why is this interview being taken? What interest would this person have in this interview? You know, what is this person's bottom line? What has this person done before? I mean, what has she done previously before, me? And why? Why? What would be the angle of her doing an interview? And if you can answer those questions, then that should guide you. I mean, what is this person's reputation? You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah.
Well,
So
they were
that's what
saying
I'm
that
gonna
she
say to
knocked
you.
the whole beef Texas to ZX, and then
Well, my thing is
you
this:
know,
do you want to do an interview with that person? See, because if I tell you
I don't know,
no,
Ness. What
then
you
I'm
think? What you
hate.
think?
If
Since bum smoking her house smoking stank and talk about some sparkle dirty ass need to leave the sector, bitch. First of all, I don't have to get up and smoke weed all motherfucking day and get my brain cells together, bitch. Okay? Because weed is not a medicine plant, bitch. It makes your brain cells slow. But anyway, yeah, she had a few words I think for Ness and YTC. But anyway,
Who
girl,
you
I don't
talking
even know you
about?
though.
Who you talking about, Lady
Somebody named
Sparkle?
Unspoken, Outspoken, or some
Oh,
shit Devil's had on her
outspoken.
wall.
Okay,
Yeah,
Well,
girl, I
look,
don't know
outspoken.
what the
I
fuck
thought you were still on Dora in
going on.
this interview, so you don't went,
I
baby.
don't know. I'm trying to
Baby,
get
you
the
What
left me
OG.
interview
in,
Dory
I'm the
had?
OG.
baby. You
No,
was
she
in
wants to do an
Illinois,
interview with me. I
Lady
heard
Sparkles.
somebody.
You was in Illinois, and you went to California on me real quick. I was like, wait a minute, what? So my thing is,
I
I'm talking about this interview. Let your conscience be your
I
guide.
know
I
that's what
can't
I
tell you.
think. Y'all my
Who
baby.
was the
Y'all my
donkey
baby.
interviewing Jay Wilson, Lady Sparkles, or?
Yeah,
Oh
Lady
no, well, she
Sparkles.
trying to interview me, child. I don't know
But
though.
what
That's
she?
what
What
somebody
did
was
the
saying.
donkey? What the donkey want to interview you about?
I don't know. I guess about the docs or suppose that they want to blame Mika for all the shit. I put my own ID out there and it still only has initials. Y'all will never know my real fucking name because I am a celebrity, bitch. I do this shit for fun.
That
Okay?
part. Are
Period.
you gonna
And my
interview with
thing
the
is,
donkey, Sparkle?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking my baby, Nessie and Jay Wilson. So I don't know,
Well, I
girl.
know. I'm just telling you, let your conscience be your guide. Because if I tell you no, I would be a hater and da da da
I'll
da.
tell you no. I think you shouldn't do it. That donkey needs you for content. And that bitch said she was leaving the sector because she has some sort of legal contract with Israel. Didn't you hear? She has a contact for social media in Egypt and Israel, and she's getting paid big money. So you don't need to do it. Let that bitch go to Aladdin them and have interviews with them. You too busy over
Oh,
here in
wow.
America. So,
Oh,
let that
oh,
hoe go
wow.
to Egypt. Ciao,
Look,
bye.
you won't have me caught up in that
You see what
Aladdin shit, honey.
Shakim
I can't
said?
get back.
Shakim said
Girl, but
Sparkles is a weak punt. So
I don't pay one chicken wing sharers any attention. You wanted my soul, you little tiny goddamn cretin. I don't
Can
give
I
a
ask a
fuck, honey.
question though? But Sparkles, I mean, and if you don't want to answer it, you
What's
can
that,
say
baby?
no, and that's fine.
Okay,
But
baby.
is it true that you were sending Shakim provocative images and videos of you doing sexual
I
activity?
girl, time to show it, girl. Time to show his peen can't even get hard for me, girl. So stop it, Shakim. Okay, you only 4'6", bitch,
But he
and
has
no
a big
shade to the
peen.
little
He has
people.
a big peen. I can
Oh
vouch
yeah,
for
you
that.
seen it?
He do got a big
Oh,
peen.
oh, you. Oh well, hey,
Yes,
baby
I've
man.
seen it. I've seen it. Yes. and it's big.
Oh, I can't get up here, honey. Let me see. I'm
Oh,
happy to check you out then, girl. Let me see what daddy
you
working
are
with.
crazy.
He's so upset. Girl, he's so why you so obsessed with me? But girl, why is Rick Reed over there reading motherfucking West?
That
What
nigga
is
still
going
going
on?
live. He's still going live. Child,
40 days, 40 nights of terror. I told
Lord have
y'all. Girl,
mercy.
everybody's fighting.
What's
Look,
going on with
they
Rick
must
Reed?
I thought that nigga
child, he
was
was over there on Envy's
child.
channel. Them and West went at it or some shit. Girl, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I gotta find exciting things to do because, sometimes when I get
Mm.
outed and my computer snatched and I see all kind of nude, provocative things and my lemon puts them out or at least tells about them, they have to worry about ID that I put out. Child, I don't know, child. But like I said,
Well,
Shakim, if you got a big
anyway, I
piece,
just think it's very
just do it.
interesting because at the end of the day, Sparkles Lemon sat on it. So
Oh. Oh,
yeah.
Shakim, would you like to get up here and talk about
Oh, you
that?
mean he
How was
sat
the
on
experience?
The Shakim tea?
In
Okay,
Vegas, we saw it,
yeah.
baby. All you gotta do is go back to the video.
Oh,
It was a hot
oh
mess.
yeah, I'll put that out because
It was
somebody was
it was
saying, yeah,
giving
they
very
were saying
Nollywood. It was
no,
giving
no,
very
no.
Nigerian. It
Now
was
hold
giving
on,
very Nigerian.
Nollywood is top tier. Jay Wilson, what you know about
Mhm.
Nollywood?
Baby,
Baby, I
Nollywood,
love Nollywood.
they be doing the mess on Nollywood. They be doing the most on Nollywood. But yeah. But last night, I don't know if you saw last night,
No, they
but
said you fell asleep, Jay
I
Wilson.
fell asleep, baby. Them AM, baby, them AM stations with no, between the radio stations, they were just doing too much. And I went to sleep, baby. I woke up, I just hit the end button to get the outro on and put my commercials in and went right back to bed.
So now you know how it
Wait a
feels
minute.
when we be falling asleep. Well,
Uh,
I haven't fell asleep in a long time
Girl,
though.
there's a lot going on.
well,
But
I
Jay,
was
if I
really
ask you a
tired.
question seriously, my babies, I got my babies up here. Y'all gotta do a clip for me, somebody. Cut this and say
But
babies
look,
for
I
my
mean, do what you gotta do. If you think now Ness is saying no,
child, but
but my
I'm
thing is
not gonna have my
Absolutely
riding
not.
look
department ride
at
up here,
the
Shakim,
word.
She don't deserve you, Sparkles. That donkey don't deserve you. Let that
and
donkey sit in her barn and chew on some hay until that donkey figure out, what route they want to go on this social media application. Do you know after I left your panel yesterday, Jay Wilson, that little back and forth me and Simon had, that donkey immediately took the community walk and was just back to back posts. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bitch,
uh-uh.
relax. Ain't nobody finna read all that dumb shit. So he's in
Uh,
here now, listening.
who
The
Simon?
donkey. The
Oh,
donkey.
okay. Yeah,
Oh,
Simon is off. He
Yeah.
off. It's like, could you please
yeah,
stay on
Simon be doing the
topic?
most. Yeah, he done did a thing talking about
He is a
he
whole
another
panel killer.
he's
That was
another
so
Shakim. Now give
irritating
Shakim a little bit
yesterday.
more credit because child Simon said I begged him for a burger for 2 years. Simon, I didn't even fucking know you in two for 2 years, boy. Please. Girl, I ain't never got to beg as much family as I got. I would never have to beg as long as there's a pantry around. I will never have to beg for food, baby. Okay, unlike some people who couldn't wash in motherfucking Vegas. But we ain't gonna
Child.
say nothing, Jay Buster, because it's only $1.99 for a bar of soap. Or maybe in Vegas, I don't know, because I don't go down there. Just like I don't go to California because of LaShawn, aka Tupac and Biggie. Yeah, but I gotta get into tough TV news ass since you want to come for my baby bitch. All right, let's get it on. See, I got real celebrities I battle with. I don't battle with wannabes, Elvises, and tiny midgets that get played by Lemon. Mm, that's why I had to unsubscribe. But check this out. Why YouTube cameras got upset? Like during our commentary nest. I mean, I was the only one up
That
on your
bitch better
panel.
not ever. She better not even try to cough my name because she don't even want those type of problems. Let
Janet,
that hoe live her life.
oh,
Let that hoe live her
oh.
life because I will. The last time I drug her, first I was a bully, then the whole sector chimed in and was dragging her with me. So I know she don't want to repeat of that again. Let's just leave
Well, I'm
that shit
trying to
alone.
figure it out because Reed and Dovey came at her, and I ain't heard. Well, I heard a little bit Reed and Dovey,
Dovey
but then
coming at her was hilarious. That shit was sick. I
what
mean,
the hell happened?
I actually don't know. I
Well,
just
all
saw
I
Dovey
know is
was
I
live
did. You
dragging
know
her.
what? I didn't hear Dovey's drag, but I did hear YouTube camera say she supported Dovey, gave her cash apps
She did.
financially, and then all of a sudden Dovey turned on her and stuff. I told y'all I ain't no friends on YouTube. I don't
But Jay
understand why y'all think
Wilson,
somebody give you money, they good with you. Maybe
and
these
Jay
girls will
Wilson,
flip
that's
on
her.
you real
But that's
quick.
what she do. Like the thing is, when you are somebody who pay, you basically pay everybody for some sort of acceptance, you'd be a fool to think that it was real. You know, Dobie will
Mm,
switch on you at the drop of a dime. And look at
okay.
Krista last
Well, me
night.
and Dobby were supposed to do a show together. I don't understand this shit. Damn, y'all. Oh God. Oh God.
Dobie and who?
Dobby don't see. Me and Dobby asked me to
Oh,
do a
you and
show with
Dobie.
her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baby,
Y'all
Dovey will
talking
flip
about
on you so quick. She from
She
Pompano
will.
Beach. Honey, she from Pompano
for
Beach,
real?
girl.
Not
Baby,
Bobby
hey,
Beach,
they will
Dobby.
flip
God
on
damn.
you real quick, okay?
Oh, she's from
Damn,
Pompano.
I think I just better stay over here with
Uh-huh.
Jay Wilson and
She,
that.
look,
Cause
look, look,
God
look, look, look. She over
Mm.
Pompano Beach, not by the beach side. She on the west side of 95 Pompano Beach.
Isn't that where Sis Trunk is in Pompano, or is that just somewhere
damn.
in
Uh,
Lauderdale? I know I
I
was
don't
in
know.
Sis Trunk with Onsite April baby when we was in Miami a couple years ago.
Mhm.
That shit ain't no
girl,
joke.
they
That's the
different,
hood.
man.
Well,
It's
she
the
is on
hood,
the
girl.
west.
Just
Hold
bringing
on, hold
out
on. I'm
urban.
trying to make a point. She's on the west side of 95 Pompano Beach, not the east side of Pompano Beach. She on that west side over there where they have
The
all of
hood.
those, baby, where they have all of those liquor stores and stuff. And baby, baby, but
Thank
they
you
got the
for
best
saying that.
churches.
Boy,
Ooh, they
y'all
got the
got the
best,
best weed.
baby. Them churches over there be
I
kicking.
mean, saying
You
that,
know what?
say
I
it,
haven't
baby.
seen it. No, I can't do. I can't beat that baby he just did. That was too good. You know what? I haven't seen in a long time a Checkers. Like the last time I seen Checkers was when I was in Miami.
They
I don't see.
rallies.
Girl, now I got
It's
to go
between
check
rallies
and get
and checkers. They the same thing.
Yeah, I don't see that no more. But I mean, their grease was always dirty for some reason. Like I just
But them
never could
French
get with
fries
Checkers
was
girl,
grease.
fire
cooking
though.
every
I'm
damn thing in
sorry.
the same green. Nasty. Ooh,
Them French
child.
fries was fire over there at the Checkers or the rallies. It depends on which one you go to. Checkers rallies, same thing, same concept. But yeah.
I know
So
the
anyway,
banana shake
but
bunny.
Dovid
That
done
shit
went
was
off, baby. Dovid done went off on YouTube camera, and it really made
my
YouTube
boy.
cameras
Like,
mad
what
to the
the
point that
hell?
she cursed Dovey out. And I'm like, girl, ain't no friends on YouTube. These people will give you $50 and switch on you real quickly. That's what they do. And
But I
then
mean,
what they
I
will do
sure ain't
too,
time to go pay
like
our fucking
Shakim.
backdip on
Now
a
I'm gonna
goddamn
say this now.
cheeseburger.
Shakim was wrong, but
Diane,
see, I know people's words. So Shakim went over to YouTube camera to tell YouTube camera that I said that I wish Brian had a stroke and was playing with Brian. But I
what?
told Brian not to
Oh,
stroke
hell
out.
no.
But I know how these people work. Shakim will come over here and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." But no, he knew what he was doing because this is the belly of the beast. This is how this thing works. So YouTube camera, this is why I don't like these beef sector adjacent people because they
outsiders.
don't get
Yeah.
it. They don't get it. They don't get it. And then they take this stuff really
No.
personally. And they don't understand. If I can make you get pissed off or drop a coin, see, I usually put a color on mine, but let me tell you what these girls do in that mess. They will go into subscription mode because you ain't subscribed to them, right? So you can't write nothing in the channel unless you subscribe to them. So it's really interesting. But like I said, if I got to say something, if I really want you to see it, I will put a color on it and then drop it and leave and then watch you and then ask the rider lives that they go crazy when I left, and usually they will say yeah. So that's what I do. But they don't
Y'all
understand that.
funny.
They don't understand that.
Y'all
They don't understand that. So,
funny.
but yeah. So Ness, now, are you gonna go? Well, no, you may not go to that because you don't like her. So no. So
Go
you're
for
not gonna
what?
go to the lingerie competition tonight.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go.
Oh,
Oh, what
okay.
is with you and
I'm
Tulsa? What
definitely
is
gonna
this?
go.
Tulsa? Child, man, Tulsa just
Honestly,
had to jump glittery butt. Child, over there
who-
on me, in the
I
family.
don't. I don't
Glittery
listen.
butt,
Tulsa
Z-Day,
is
Flava.
just a straggler, but I don't like. She don't. I don't
What?
really care that
With
much.
Tulsa, Tulsa, come here. Let's get it on. Let's get it
But
on,
who are
honey.
the
40 days
participants?
to
That's
40.
what I want to know. Who are the
That kid
participants?
telling me
I
to come in. I'm like, girl, I ain't got no lingerie to put on for the
I,
people.
I have the
And somebody
slightest
told me they ain't want to
idea.
see him, man.
I have the slightest idea. I mean, I'm gonna either be there early or late because I'm going to see Schuler King tonight. So
What is
yeah,
that? Why does that sound familiar?
Schuler King is the comedian. He started on YouTube. He was the funeral director. He's the short guy with the big eyes, the dark skinned guy with the big eyes.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that's Shakim brother. That's Shakim brother, child.
Girl, leave Shakim alone. You are crazy.
Shakim, no, I want that pink. You know, I want
Now, if
that big
Shakim come
pink,
up here and
child.
cuss you out, then what, Sparkles?
Girl, Shakim is not coming up here, girl. If he come up here, you better give me some of that big pink first, then we'll be
Oh,
all right.
Oh
well,
Jesus!
well.
I'd rather take him than Lemon shit, because I mean, at this point, Shakim is trending, ain't he, girl?
I mean, especially if you're looking at size. I mean,
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Damn, that's you. Ness, did you see it? See, now y'all done went down a rabbit hole. See, now I could do was it some girls? Let Shakim get
It's
up
a
here, baby. Let me see.
I saw a video of Shot Kim going to Pound Town, and he was
What?
definitely
Where?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean I saw it.
oh,
Wait a minute. So is that the
Shakim come
video
down too,
that was I actually seen on the computer?
Oh, I don't know what Lemon saw though. I can't vouch for what he saw because I really don't know. But I know Shakim sent me a video personally, and my little Shakim wasn't so little anymore in that video. He was a big boy.
I
He
heard
was
he
a
got an
big boy.
OnlyFans. A fan. What was that?
Shakim don't try to break
OnlyFans.
my
He
damn
might as
spine now,
well.
girl.
That's what I heard. So
At this point, he might as well
uh,
branch out to OnlyFans, child.
Well, shit, did audio do his? Cause I mean, Dobie done
oh
called that boy
Jesus.
everything in the damn book. Alpo, restroom, shit. He done called them all kind of shit. Girl, these people is
That
out
was
there.
that you on IG. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's me. That was me. That was me, Trini.
Dobie,
Mm-mm.
Dobie trying to get audio daddy child, girl. Talking about call me mommy. What the fuck, girl? These people is not.
I mean, yeah, they've been waiting. This whole audio thing is so weird. How these people was
Well,
trying to
y'all
make
think
like
about this
he
shit. I
did
mean,
something,
can you hear
but he
child?
did something that I just didn't agree with, and I gave my opinion and moved on. And like all these people, oh she dragged you, oh she did it. Like these people are insufferable. So I just sat back and watched because I was done. Once I said what I said, I was done. Like I will never give these bitches what they're looking for. Like they want me to go back and forth with this dude. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I said what I said, and I'm done with
Oh,
it.
you talking about
So
audio cassette player?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He like when I went on to talk to Sour Patch, he and 2 pikes of hair, but need really 4 pikes of hair. Baby, they came for
Oh
me.
Lord.
And so
Oh,
I addressed 2 pikes of hair, but I refused to address audio cassette player because he really wants that attention. And I'm like, who is this? And so they were doing their best to have Sour Patch not come to my platform, but Sour Patch was like giving me like the props, and they really got mad because of that. And I just sat there and laughed because I'm like, y'all are so pressed. I'm like, you are really, really pressed. So I just think that audio cassette player and 2 pikes ahead, but really need 4 pikes ahead, need to really just
oh my
chill out.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Child, I
And
tell you one
Molly,
goddamn thing, baby, it was lit. Molly, don't be talking your shit. Molly always talking
well, let
shit.
me
Be
get
careful
Molly
behind
together,
shit.
Sparkles, because Molly was one of the main ones. They were sending me them screenshots of Molly in audio chat talking about, oh, you're gonna be fine without Ness. Molly, please shut
What?
the fuck up and sit your dumb ass down. You was sitting over there hoping and waiting for that beef to happen too. Sorry, I'm not giving it to you bitches.
Uh-huh.
And I just sat back and watched all you thirst buckets try to make it into this huge spectacle. Y'all already know I wouldn't fuck with anybody that fuck with that prostitute. So I don't even know why it's even a big deal. Ciao, bye. Moving right
Girl,
along.
Well, y'all brought these
what
old
happened with
stragglers
you
over here. This is why
I
I
didn't
don't
bring
give
that
it though.
slut anywhere, Jay Wilson.
Baby, I'm
Mm-mm.
looking at how y'all.
wait a minute, wait
Mm-mm,
a minute,
mm-mm.
wait a minute, wait a
It's
minute,
crazy.
wait a
What's up, Diane from Brooklyn? Yeah, you see,
Diana.
Uppity is now
Hey
comparing herself to Deanna Urban, honey. Like I
oh,
said,
How?
Deanna
In
Urban cannot,
dirtiness? In
baby.
dirtiness?
oh,
Deanna Urban,
boy, you gonna come up here and
Jesus.
curse your
Let
ass
me say,
out there.
I'm
She
gonna
talking
keep
about
my mouth
dirty
shut.
shit.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but I am gonna say at least somebody got a dated kitchen, but it's still a clean kitchen.
How
Boy,
was
Jay
she?
Wilson,
In
you know
what
you about
in
to
what
spark up
sense
that mouth.
was that walrus who is so pathetic? She needs to crawl
Let me
back to
go. Y'all
everybody
be been.
platform to
Oh,
have a voice.
oh, wait.
What in what way was she comparing herself to Deanna though?
Well, she was saying that she was equal, pretty
Equal
much.
how? Like I don't like in the beef sector in life. Like I
In
don't
life
understand.
and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute now.
What was
Deanna
the
can't
point?
stand my guts,
Child.
but girl, Deanna don't live in public housing. Deanna has a house. Deanna has a husband. Deanna has a teeth. I
See, I
mean,
hate
I'm
when I'm
just,
confused. How did Deanna get brought up in a
I
situation
don't
where up?
even know, but baby, it was crazy to me. I'm like, why? I'm like you, Ness. Why? I
That's
don't even know how
weird.
she got brought up, but just to hear that, I'm like, girl, don't
And
do
that
it.
is a lie. I don't like Deanna either, but let's be clear. I mean, Uppity lives in poverty. I mean, we're not even going to play those type of crackhead games. And we already seen her. And I mean, hell, the neighbors look better kept than she does. So, that bitch is just a dirty, nasty, trifling ass bitch. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, at least
I didn't
Deanna
get
got her
that.
own spot.
She said Deanna liked her more than Ness.
Who gives a Is that, did she really say that? Deanna is not even somebody who exists like in my life for real. I don't care about Deanna. But one thing we not gonna do is act like Uppity is in a better living position or whatever than she is. Uppity is trash. And as a matter of fact, I gotta make sure I set my alarm to call that office to send them that video because the other person acting like they scared. So I'll do it them. I'll do it my motherfucking self. All right. So
Mm.
there we go.
Is she still harassing that security guard?
Yeah, of course. She's harassing everybody in that building.
I'm like, why are you gonna be bringing that man into this? I'm like, why do you do such things? And then she recorded the office manager, and she said, "Now he gone, now he gone." So it's like she thinks she moving something, but at the end of the day, girl, the only reason why you're in that apartment is because of Nyla. You're in that apartment on the strength of Nyla. If
Right.
Nyla was not in
She'd be
your life,
homeless.
you would be gone because no one is gonna
Homeless.
put up with what you do. And you're
Yep.
always fighting somebody. If it's not the apartment man, it's always the other people. It's never you. It's always the other people.
Kishana, bitch, your mother was a prostitute slut. I don't need to sell my body, you fuck asshole. So shut the fuck up, bitch. Go ahead, Jay Wilson. I'm sorry.
My God, today. Anyway, it's a lot
But
going on.
anybody that lives in Brooklyn, please hit me up. I do have a job for you. If you live in Brooklyn, New York, because none of my cousins is willing to do it for me because they said fuck this YouTube shit. But if you live in Brooklyn, New York, I do have a job. It is a paid gig. Hit me up on IG, dam_ness, or my email, heynessnomess@gmail.com. I got a paid gig for you, baby, because I ain't playing with these hoes this
Girl,
year.
nobody ain't going over there where she live at.
But you don't know what I'm about to ask somebody to do, Jay
Oh,
Wilson.
okay,
Just be
baby.
patient. Be patient,
Nobody ain't
baby.
nobody ain't taking no train to East New York.
You know what?
Nobody's going to Brownsville.
You'd be
Mm-mm.
surprised.
Let me
You
tell you
would be
something. I went
surprised.
to church in Brownsville and didn't feel safe. Now you know it's bad when you don't feel safe in a church.
That's crazy.
Because they
Yeah, now that's crazy.
because actually they were actually robbing churches. I mean, during the offering, they would come in and rob churches. So now in Brownsville and certain churches, they have people at the door. It is deep. It's on lockdown. You don't move until that offering is done.
That
So,
is sad. That's
so
sad.
yes, Lord, yeah. So it's a lot going on. So yeah. So did you? Are you probably are not keeping up with this Castro Tommy thing? But it is a hot mess.
The last I heard was about him teaching Tommy how to drive, or vice versa, however that worked out. So,
Well, after that, Castro and Tommy gets in the fight. Castro hits Tommy in the mouth and busts his lip.
what?
Mm-hmm.
On
And now
camera?
they're fighting. Tommy showed the lip being busted. He lifted up his lip. Child, that was a lot of lip and showed that where it busted. And baby, the girl, I'm telling you, they are between radio stations, AM, not FM, not Sirius XM, AM stations. Okay, it's like you driving from Miami to go to Okeechobee type shit. Okay, it ain't no radio stations, and the ones you get, you better hold on to. But it's just like going to the Muck. Okay, baby, you know what? Tommy and Castro remind me of them people in Belglades, Pahokee, Moorhaven, Clewiston, Immokalee, Indian Town, baby, all around Okeechobee. This is what they remind me of. This is what they remind me of. This is the Florida you don't see. Y'all only see that coastal Florida. Y'all ain't never went into the inland, the interior of Florida. Honey, the interior of Florida will knock your socks off. Baby, you ain't seen poverty and despair until you went to Okeechobee. Those areas, baby, it's
But
crazy.
now Okeechobee, I've had to like drive through, but I've never actually had, any business in Okeechobee. But are you saying it's worse than like the city or Liberty City and Overtown?
It
Because I
is work, baby. I would rather live in Overtown and Liberty City, no joke, than
oh
live
wow.
so I had to stop in Clewiston because this is when I was eating green and I needed something organic. Why bitch stopped in the Walmart in Clewiston and asking for organic? They looked at me like, what? Let me tell you something. Everybody looked like they were going to Jonkanu. Everybody looked like they were going to Jonkanu. Baby, it was so many colors up in there. And so I'm like, damn. And so here I am in the suit, stunner shades and stuff. You could tell that you was an outsider because it almost gives plantation vibe. It almost gives
Wow.
plantation vibe. I'm serious. I went to Indian Town. They had not one supermarket. They had a corner store. Indian Town. The golf course, the golf club with double wide trailers. Okay, gated. How you gonna have a gated community with double wide trailers?
That's sick.
Baby, trailers and the people were playing golf. I ain't never seen nothing like it. So let me say this. The interior of Florida is no joke. It is nothing to play with, especially by Lake Okeechobee. Anything around Okeechobee, except Okeechobee, because it's a little different, but Indiantown, Immokalee, Moorhaven, Belglade, Pahokee, Clewiston, it screams poverty. And I'm serious. I would rather live, let me go a step farther. I would rather go ahead and live in Richmond Heights or
Oh
Perrine
gosh.
than Okeechobee. I mean, that's how bad it is.
Now Richmond Heights, I know that's the hood. That right there is like people die
That's
way too
country
much in
hood.
Richmond Heights.
That's
Yeah,
country hood.
yeah.
That's country
God
hood.
bless them.
Now, the only
God
place
bless
I
them.
would not want to live in is Homestead in Florida City. But other than that, but that's what. So
Homestead is
Florida
not that bad though, Jay
is not,
Wilson.
but Florida City is like what it's what they're giving in Belgrade and Pahokee and those places. Now I'm gonna tell you what though, they got good football teams. They done sent more people to the NFL than anybody could imagine. But yeah, it's really let me tell y'all, let me tell you something. When I was down at Flomo, this is why I had to leave Flomo, because baby, it was too much going on. It's this guy from Pahokee. I kid you not. He saw a rabbit on campus. That hoe ran that rabbit down
Like killed the rabbit.
and got that rabbit. This I said it's time to transfer. I was like, it's time to
That is,
transfer.
yeah. I don't like shit like that. Like, what's the
Baby, it's time to
purpose?
transfer. Between the
These people
Miami and
sick.
Chicago boys fight. Let me tell you something. Miami and Chicago, I never forget those Chicago boys were trying to get vigorous with the Miami boys. And when I tell you the Miami boys came out with all of them automatic weapons, I'm like, it's time to transfer. Because I said somebody getting ready to get killed out here. It's the time to transfer. Now the school is a little bit better, but when I went there in the '80s, it was six gun territory. It was six gun damn territory. It was time to leave. So between that boy catching that rabbit and them people fighting between Chicago and Miami, and I'm like, how y'all gonna fight people in Miami? Do you not realize by the time your relatives from Chicago get here, y'all gone? I mean, you in Miami. Miami in the '80s? Miami Vice Miami in the '80s? Are you serious? Mm-mm. Miami in the '80s
That
was
might be
nothing.
biased.
Baby, Miami in the '80s was nothing to play with. I'm serious. Miami, this is the rise of the this is the rise of the flea markets, okay? Honey, when the flea markets was big, Miami, baby, the drug cartels was big. I don't know. I mean, the decline of the flea markets was the decline of the drug cartels, but baby, when the flea markets was up, baby, people was I'm telling you, Miami River used to be full of people. Okay, it was crazy in Miami. The '80s was good, but it was also bad. The '80s in Miami was nothing to play with. Now, Ness, I don't know. Weren't you in the Miami in the '80s? Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
were.
even born. I'm 29 years old. I wasn't even
Oh,
I was
okay
still
then.
being constructed, baby,
Baby,
up in
Miami
heaven.
in the '80s was nothing to play with. Okay, Unity Boulevard and 79th Street with that Royal Castle, bitch.
That
Okay,
Royal Castle is still there. So
baby, that
is
Royal
it?
Castle, baby, that Royal Castle could tell stories, honey. That
It
Royal
is
Castle
there.
could tell
Yeah.
stories, huh? Let me
And
tell you
it's
something. That
dingy as
Royal
hell,
Castle was
baby.
nothing, honey. That Royal Castle was nothing. Now the food was good. You would be pooting and crapping all night, but baby, that Royal Castle was nothing to
You
play
know,
with.
I have never had Royal Castle. Never. So I don't
Let me
even
tell you
know nothing
something.
about it.
Girl, they know how to do them onions. Okay, them grilled onions. Okay, them little chopped grilled onions on that Royal Castle burger. But it ain't nothing but a bootleg crystal. Okay, it ain't nothing but a bootleg crystal. But baby, that Royal Castle will have you messed up in the end.
Now,
There
one
you
thing
go.
that you got me stuck on though, actually I'm about to order some a little later, is that popcorn Piccadilly. That popcorn Piccadilly, baby, I will have it shipped from Texas all the way over here because that chupacabra and the cheddar jalapeno.
Baby,
Oh my God,
that
I am so hooked.
chupacabra and that chupacabra cheddar. But baby, chupacabra is my thing. If you all like sweet, spicy, and savory, but
Oh, it's
not,
so good.
it's not sweet, sweet, but it's a sweet like. It's all. I mean, it's almost like sriracha. But that
Mm,
chupacabra will get you together real quick. Now, when you first eat it, you get the zesty, but then it start hitting you.
very zesty.
The
That's what
heat
I
hits you.
love. But let me tell you, you know how, okay, when you look at it, you would think that it's like flaming hot popcorn. It is not the flaming hot powder. I don't know what seasonings they use on that, but it's like zesty. It's like, it's just so good. And what I like is, for me, I don't know about y'all, but the older the popcorn get, the better it tastes. Like, it don't get nasty. It just keeps getting
Mm.
better.
So,
Baby, that
so
shit is
Ness
good.
has ordered from Piccadilly popcorn because, honey,
Sure have.
you got to know about chupacabra. If you don't know, and she knew how to say it. Okay, so I know that she done ordered, but Piccadilly popcorn, I have not gone in a long time. I used to go every weekend, but like I said, since and first of all, I usually have Lear with me, and so you can't leave your dog in the car, or the next thing you be going to jail. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I can't do that, and but Piccadilly popcorn is no joke. And not only do they have a big popcorn variety, they have a big candy variety and old soda. So any old soda,
Oh,
like
I
they got,
never tried their candy, and I didn't know they had soda.
yeah, they have L8. You remember L8, ALE8? You remember L8?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. L8 is a soda in the 80s. They used to have a commercial that you can buy it for your girl or buy it for a squirrel. Buy it by the case or pour it in your face. L8. So they have that soda. They have all types
But I
of
don't drink soda.
soda.
And what is the difference between that soda to today's soda? Like, if
It
there's
was,
a difference.
it's crack. It's crack. It's real sugar. It's crack. It's. I don't drink soda either, but they have that, and they have all types of gummies, all types of candy. So they have candy that you can't find anymore. So it's a soda place where you can find all types of old sodas. It's a candy place where you can find all types of the old candy. And it's also a popcorn place. So they have those three things going for it, and they do a good business, believe it or not, they really
I
do.
can believe that because they have great customer service. When I called them to check on my order, they were so kind. So I can believe that.
Oh yeah, so I mean, and it's really in a nice area of San Antonio. It's right across the Forum. It's right across the street from the Forum. So yeah, I mean, I went there. I found it. I just went in just to go in. I really didn't. I'm like, oh, I want to try this popcorn place because we were actually at Pasha's Mediterranean Grill, which is down. It's right down from there. So that area has some good restaurants. So you got Pasha Mediterranean Grill, which is right down the shopping center from Piccadilly Popcorn, and then they got Pluckers chicken wings. And Pluckers is the big thing when it comes to chicken wings. So Piccadilly Popcorn is right in the middle of that. And I just went in on a whim, and I actually got the chupacabra, and they got the scorpion. They have the scorpion.
I seen the scorpion mix. I saw
Yeah,
something like that
that's
too.
good too. That's hot though. It is
Have
hot,
you
but it's
tried their?
good.
They have a banana cream pie that I tried, and at first it's like artificial, but I'm telling you, after the first taste, baby, that banana cream pie is good as hell. Oh my God, it is so good. The flavors over there is what really gets me hooked, because they will make everything a flavor. I fuck with that.
Mhm. Now, let me say this: it's not in Houston. This is a San Antonio thing. But now Ness likes the sweet. I don't like the sweet popcorn. I like the sweet savory. So I'm on the savory side. So they have like a Mexican street corn
I saw
that I
that. Yep.
that I deal with. The Mexican street corn is good. So I usually do the Mexican street corn. They
See,
have
wait, but
cheddar.
hold on. I
Now
don't like
cheddar is the one I
mayonnaise.
would do.
Do you
Cheddar
taste?
is the cheddar cheese and the sweet. So they have a cheddar sweet.
I
So it's
seen
called
that
cheddar.
too.
It's
But
good.
wait, in the
Cheddar's good.
Mexican sweet corn, do you taste mayonnaise in it, or like what is the taste in that flavor?
It's like a lemony. It's like a lemon pepper, almost like a lemon pepper. So it's not a
Mm.
mayonnaise because they couldn't do that, but
Okay.
it's like a lemon pepper. But it's really good. I've tried most of all of their savory mix, and most of them is good. Cheddar is a. I got to be feeling some kind of way to do it. But if you like a good cheddar cheese with a little sweetness, the cheddar is the one to do.
What is that one? Is it a Chicago mix or a Detroit mix where it's just like the cheddar and the caramel, or I don't know. They have another
But see,
one
they
that I
got a lot
tried.
of mixes. They have a lot of mixes.
Mhm.
So I stay on the savory side. They even have like you said, they have the sweet side. Then they have another side of it. So it's a lot. They have. I mean, they really do a lot of popcorn, and you can see how they have it. So I will go in and I actually see how they take it out. And they pop it. They do the flavors. They have a flavor mixer. So it's almost, and it's really funny because it almost is like a dryer, but they put the popcorn in it, and I guess the flavoring comes in. So it's almost like a dryer type machine that mixes the flavoring together, and it's a serious operation. So, and the
Mm.
guy who owns it is a really cool guy, and so I talk to the owner every once in a while, and but it's really good, you all. A
You
lot of
know,
things came out of San Antonio. So Church's Chicken was founded in San Antonio. Um,
well, I mean,
I mean,
let
but
me
it's
just say
Church's Chicken.
this. You have you heard of Garrett's popcorn?
I've gone to Chicago to eat it.
Yes, I've ordered Garrett's in the actually I did a review of the Garrett's popcorn years ago, and popcorn Piccadilly tops Garrett's. So that's why I'm just hooked on them. Cause Garrett was like, it was good, but that popcorn Piccadilly, baby, they stole the show. I'm
It is,
stuck.
and a lot of people like, but I just like the flavoring of it, and it's really good. I mean, you know what, I should do a review. Santikos versus Evo theaters. I don't know if they have Evo in Seattle, but Santikos is a home brand of theater here, and Evo. But both of these theater companies have bowling alleys, and they have the entertainment, and they do food. They really do good food. And so I'm going to do one between Evo and Santico, and I think I'm going to do that. But it'll be geared towards the Texas San Antonio crowd because Evo,
That'll be interesting.
yeah, Evo is. Let me tell you, when I tell you the Evos are, they are theaters. They have a big bowling alley. They have all of this laser tag, and they have the games and everything. And then like they have the gourmet pizzas. Now the thing that I like about Evo is they have waiters and waitresses in the theater. So you press the button and they come and get your order. I love that.
Nice.
Yeah. The only thing is though, and then Regal Theater. They have Regal. I can't stand Regal, and I'm gonna tell you why I can't
Damn,
stand
Regal was
Regal.
when I was growing up, but we don't have that was in Miami. I'm
Well, they
surprised it's
got
still
Regal
up.
here. They got Regal in San
Okay.
Antonio. Regal is very big in San Antonio. Regal, I can't stand Regal because they don't have drinks that like they don't have the Powerade and stuff. And I like, well, everybody don't want carbonated drinks. Everybody doesn't want the aspartame in the Diet Cokes. So the reason why I like Santikos is that with Santikos they have Powerade and you can mix it with the zero sugar. So that's why I really that kind of stuff. It's the little things that count because if
Right.
you're really
Yeah.
trying not to do the carbonated drinks, you want to have that. Um, Regal doesn't have that. Let me tell you what they don't have in Texas, at least in San Antonio, and I'm very surprised. They don't have AMC theater, and I'm an AMC boy because I'm from Florida, and AMC was a
Mhm.
big theater in Florida. So they have no AMC's in San Antonio. So they have Regal, Santico, and Evo, and those are the three dominant movie theaters. What do they have in Seattle?
Hell, they have AMC over here. We got AMC. And Century, something like Century or Central. They got shit I don't even know about. I haven't heard of.
Mhm.
But let
Now,
me ask you. Well, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
Now they do have Alamo Draft House, and that's where they sell beer, and they do the old. You remember they had the old movies, so when the movie is gone, it's going to be at the Draft House because they get
Oh
the older
yeah,
movies, and
yeah.
they
The
charge
dollar
like a
movie theater.
dollar.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep,
yeah.
yep, baby. I would do those because you're gonna get a good meal and you're gonna see the movie. Because I would rather pay a dollar to see it than pay $20 and the movie ain't no good.
So I'm actually on medical leave from work until the 19th. And I want you to give me a really good movie to watch. So far, Conclave was good. Moon was it Moonlight or Moon? That was
Moonlight.
good. What's another movie for me to lay back and watch?
Did you see Sinners yet?
I'm at home though. I don't want to go to a theater and watch a
No,
movie.
Sinners should be on Netflix now, or Sinners should be
What?
out. Yeah, I would look at Sinners with Michael P. Jordan, and Sinners is a good movie. Um, you now I ain't gonna lie. I went to Chat GPT to find out why they had the indigenous people in, and it makes sense now. I kind of figured that's what it was about, but Sinners is a very deep movie, and it comes from many type of vantage points. You see it in many different ways.
Hold on. Sinners is
It's
on
on
Prime
Prime.
on
It's on Prime. It's
HBO.
on Prime. So let me tell you what. Sinners is traditional religion against so Christianity against African religions. I see that thing. You'll see a lot of themes in Sinners.
What is the genre of it?
It is horror. It's almost so it reminds me of what's the thing that used to come on with the vampires and that was based in New Orleans?
I don't know.
Oh, it gives me that, but it's a very I think Sinners is a very good horror slash genre, and I think it's done well with black people. It's not cheesy. Sinners
Okay.
is good. I really liked it, and you got to look at it to the end because they they connect the dots well, and I think that's where Tyler Perry misses it because he doesn't connect the dots really well. He doesn't connect the dots really well. Like you can't go back, and that's the difference between a
I'm
Spike
not a
Lee
fan of
movie
Tyler
and a
Perry
Tyler
at
Perry.
all. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
Yeah, his stuff don't connect the dots, and Tyler Perry and Spike Lee. Tyler Perry makes a lot of money, but it's almost like, yeah, Spike Lee connects the dots. Spike Lee is like, I'm an artist.
I could
Tyler
see
Perry,
that.
it's a difference between an entertainer and an artist. And I think Spike Lee is an artist where Tyler Perry is more of an entertainer. And I think he goes to the lowest hanging fruit to get it. And we'll go
hmm
for it because we know once he put on that Medea thing, the movie could be trash as long as we got a few good scenes with Medea.
I don't like his Medea character either. I just feel like he make black people look a kind of way, and I just don't really fuck with what he puts out.
But there's a genre for it. And I think that he actually takes some things from the community, like Miss Sophia said, he stole from her. I truly believe that Medea is Sophia's, not Tyler Perry. And if you don't know, Miss Sophia is a character who used to hang with T.S. Madison. It's another transgender woman that I really love now. Not only Luscious Massacre. Luscious Massacre is for the Spanish girls, and I love
That is
Luscious
quite the
Massacre.
name.
Baby,
Luscious Massacre. Wow. Okay.
but she's funny. Luscious Massacre is funny. She goes into places like Rainbow and see what they have. She'll go into a high end store. She'll go into a Fiesta or a supermarket, and she's funny. Luscious Massacre is funny. But this is the lady who does the clockable. I don't know who that is though. She does clockable, and she was talking about how she was walking across the road, and this person who was kind of schizophrenic clocked her teeth, and he kept on saying like Rain Man, tranny, tranny, tranny. You gotta
So
see it
speaking of
now.
that, let me ask you. Well, let me ask you this: did you see? I don't know if you saw this, but T.S. Madison was having a conversation with Nene Leakes on her talk show, and it was brought up how T.S. Madison doesn't date gay men, and so Nene Leakes was like, "Well, how are you gonna say that they're not gay if they're sleeping with you?" And she was very adamant that the men that she's involved with are not gay men. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, the trans. Let me say this. Let me preface this because this is it's a complex situation.
hmm
The trans and the gay community they've always been at odds, especially white gay men. Because again, the white guys are at the top of the food chain when it comes to endorsements and promotions and stuff. So racism still applies. And people don't understand that the trans girls, we would not have had rights Stonewall would have never happened if it wasn't for the trans girls and the black gay men. And I will never forget Major. She's an Arkansas activist. Was saying while the trans girls were getting their ass whipped, the white gay men were in their apartments looking at the police whip their ass. And then now all of a sudden they've taken over the movement. You know, like they started it. So there's a lot of resentment on many levels. I do think that a lot of the gay men could not. They didn't like the trans women because again it's one thing to be gay, it's one thing to like a man, but then when you want to look like a woman, so a lot of the gay guys had issues with that. A lot of the gay men would not date anybody who was uber feminine or who wanted to be a woman because they would say, well, if I wanted a woman I could have gotten a woman. So again, they abandoned a lot of the trans girls and really turned their backs on the trans girls, and I mean that's real. So it's a complex thing to this. Now, this is the thing though. If you have all of your general, if you went through the whole change and actually went through the situation of having a orifice to represent a vagina, then I can see a man saying, well, she has the breast, she has the vagina. So to me, this is a woman. I could
Hmm.
see that. A lot of men might be interested in that because they don't have to worry about children and all of this stuff. And you can say whatever you want. This is a woman because of XYZ. They went through the whole change. I could get that. I could get with that. But when you still have your penis and you present as a woman, but you still have your penis,
A big one at that. But
I'm gonna still say that you gay.
yeah, and I'm not gonna hold you. You just
And
brought
I mean,
something
and
new.
that's my personal opinion because I don't care how you present. I think that because you grabbing on it, you looking at. I don't know. I
Here's the
think I
thing.
think
Well,
you're
let me
gay.
ask you this. So, are you saying that when she answered that and was like, if I'm sleeping with a man, he's not gay? Are you saying that that could also stem from she may have some sort of, feelings towards the gay community because she could feel abandoned? So it's not necessarily like,
I think it's complex. I think T.S. Madison likes gay men. You
okay.
you have Funky Dineva. I know Funky Dineva and T.S. Madison are cool with each other. I don't think that they're
And
having
under
issues
new
with each
management
other.
says she got breaking news for you to drop the link.
Yeah,
What is
so
that?
I don't, but I do think though, um, T.S. Madison is mistaken if she think that all the men she's sleeping with are straight men. Because if you still got your penis and they fooling around with that penis and they don't
Right.
have an issue with that, uh uh. It's almost like Thaddeus, the cussing preacher, God rest his soul, saying that he don't like gays, but yet he was sucking that dildo.
Oh my God.
He was
Thank God
sucking
I
that
missed that
dildo.
one.
I'm like, baby, why you sucking that dildo like that if you ain't gay? And
And
this is
Molly, she was not
and let me say
trolling.
this. This is why
Please.
I question a lot of the men who are over here who are saying that they're not gay or they don't like black, but they do some things that I'm like, it sends up red flags. And I don't think everybody is gay. Let me say that. I don't think everybody is gay. Either you are extremely metrosexual or you done had some experiences. And this is why I don't let that person who tries to overcompensate with that bow tie get to me because I'm like, something's wrong with you. And you
Hey, look,
overcompensate too much.
breaking news.
What's
He's
up?
over there. He's over there now on the phone with his father,
Who? Tommy?
Tommy, and he's crying, saying he
Okay.
don't know what's wrong with him and all that stuff like that. And his
And
father,
he's doing all this on live.
yeah.
Ciao.
Is he talking about me or is he talking about his dad?
Well, he's talking to his father on
You know
live.
what, baby? Let me tell you something. These girls are not well, baby. They again, they are right between these AM stations. Why you gonna bring your daddy into this? And why you using your daddy for content? Now, see,
Right.
again, you stepping across the line. Why you using your daddy? Your daddy don't want nothing to do with this foolery. And now you got your daddy. Do your daddy know that you online? Do your
Ciao.
daddy know that everybody looking to baby? These girls are not hitting these radios. Baby, they are between radio stations. AM, the frequency is not there. All you get is static. What's up, Rebel?
Hey, hey, wait, I want to ask you, and hey, Ines and under new
Morning,
management.
Rebel.
Hey,
I love this conversation, Jay, and the whole thing with TS Madison. I totally agree with you. I wanted to ask you, have you guys been affected by the flooding there? Because I was going to be coming to the hill country to with some friends riding our bikes.
Let me say this. If you stay close to San Antonio, you're okay. So it hasn't really affected San Antonio any. It's just affected Kerrville, Comfort, and those places. So if you are like going to go to Leon Springs or Leon Valley, those places in San Antonio, you should be fine. So northwest and northeast San Antonio is fine. Northwest San Antonio is fine because that's where the hills are in San Antonio. So you should be fine, long as you don't go past Bernie. Once you pass Bernie, you got problems.
I wanted to add, with the thing with TS Madison, I was watching that. And the thing is, if you're with a trans woman, you're still with someone that was born a man. I don't care how you identify now, but you still were born with male genitalia. So I think those guys, like you said, they're still touching on everything. You're still with someone that was born where you are. So they
But you
are.
know, Rebel, I can agree, but at least I can give somebody a slight pass if that person has gone through the whole thing. Because
The full
let me
surgery,
give you an
yeah.
example. Let me give you an example. So if somebody had surgery, because we know that there are very athletic looking women. And I mean, look at the Kersey sisters. They work out. And they're women for sure. But if somebody doesn't tell you, they can say, "I had a hysterectomy," and you can be fine with it because again, they have that orifice, they have that hole or that pseudo vagina, however you want to call it. They have that. All right, so that could, and I can see that. I don't necessarily excuse it, but I can understand it because again, if you're passable, you could get away with that. But when somebody has a penis, or as Alexis Taylor said, the penis, when you got a penis and you see that thing flopping all on your stomach, or you see that thing hanging down, or you touching that thing, I'm like, that's a dick. That's a dick with titties. And so
Yeah.
again, I am, and I understand what you're saying. And I think it's up to the person to say, okay, because I don't think a man could necessarily be gay if that person tells, hey, I'm a woman, but I was a biological male at the beginning, and this is what I have. That's one thing. But one thing is when you see that marker there that says I am man, this is a tree limb,
Oh,
then that's a whole nother thing. I think for me, it would be a psychological thing. I don't think a man would necessarily be gay if somebody actually went through the whole process to do it. I think they would have to make a decision. But when that thing is there and you still got a tuck and you got a tape, that's a whole nother thing to me. I understand what you're saying too, though.
yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic. It's just you do have to go into the psyche of a person and how you visually identify. There's a physical identification. There's an inner identification. You could feel like a woman all day, but you still to the world look like a man. And I respect people rights. I'll respect you. I'll call you her. I call Queen Tulsa her, even though she has the forms of a China doll. But I think that I'll respect that.
Yeah, like I said, I disagree with TS, and I like TS Madison, but I disagree with her on that. Because my thing is, ain't no way you gonna see a penis and think that, oh, okay, yeah, this is I mean, it's a trans woman, okay, but that penis is still saying man, and so they may like more feminine men, and this is the thing in the gay community, which is really funny because we forget the struggle. We're all about designer stuff, and we but I look at some things with the gay community. I think it's funny because we have some men, if you are uber femme, they don't want nothing to do with you at all.
Right. Hmm.
And then if it's just really interesting. We men are very visual, and I think that's a part of it. And yeah, and one thing that gets me too, like what we were just talking about, y'all was talking about Shakim and all of that stuff, and that's fine and good. But my thing is, what's the use of having a big dick when you don't have no job? And I'm not talking about him personally. I'm not talking about Shakim personally. But my thing is, we get caught up in some stuff, and maybe that is important to people. But what I'm seeing now with like the Tommy Castro thing, it's all physical. We don't care about the person's brain if they can bring something to the table. And like I said, don't let people lay you down if they can't pick you up. It's good that they can break your back off, but can they break the bank? And see, that's the problem that I have with these people because again, we get so visually impaired that we don't think about what is this person bringing to the table. Now, I know that Rebel and I have had our differences, but one thing I will not say about Rebel is that he's broke. And you can say whatever you want about Rebel, but I know Rebel works, and I know Rebel has a career that sustains him. Now, I'm saying this. I'm saying this. No, 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 it's no kiss up. I have always
There-
said what I
I'm
said,
saying, what
and
about
I'm
me?
and I
I
mean what
I
I
work,
know
I
said.
what
ain't
you was
broke.
doing. I know that's what you were
Well,
saying.
but this is the thing though. But you know what though? But this is not even about. Let me tell you something. Most lesbians, not all, but most lesbians will work if they're
Especially the
gonna do
studs like
security work.
Ness.
Most lesbians are
Of
gonna work.
course.
It's these gay men that I have a problem with. Always want somebody to take care of them or do all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And then, and like I said, I'm seeing all of these big dick broke people though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it don't make no sense. You got all of this meat, but you're broke, and it's ridiculous because I guess that meat ain't helping you with that money. And my thing is, if that meat was so big, you would do like T.S. Madison and make some out of it and do what you got to do. That's all.
Mm.
And like I said to Kim, this is not about you. So it seems like you're taking this personal. It's not about you. It's about my observation of what I've seen in the sector, and I just think it's really interesting. Okay, go ahead, Rebel or Ness. I'm sorry.
Ness, Ness, you can say what you have to say.
No, no, I'm actually just enjoying the conversation. But I'm about to drop down. I'm gonna find Sinners and watch it. Jay Wilson, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Sinners is
Rebel,
a
you
good
have a good
movie. Let me
morning.
know how you enjoy
You
it because
too.
You
again,
know
you
I
gotta
will.
go. Okay,
I
I
will.
ain't
All
gonna I
right,
ain't gonna
y'all.
steer you wrong with the movies. All right, so thank you, Ness,
All
for coming
right.
on up. Somebody want the link? Okay, but yeah. So, Rebel with the T.S. Madison thing, that kind of I didn't even watch the whole thing. But I just disagree. And again, you can't stop people from thinking how they want to think. All you got to do is just walk in it. This is what I'm saying. This is why I have a problem with these so-called straight men. And I'm like, y'all busted bricks too. I'm like the gay people that I know, and this is why I look at Castro and Tommy a little different. And this is why I want to say in the gay community, it is definitely a rainbow. You got people who are
Mm-hmm.
very focused on material, very focused on accomplishments. Then you got people who want to be taken care of. You got people who are muscles. If you don't have no muscles, they don't want nothing to do with you. It's a variety. So this is why I'm saying that the gay community is not a monolith. So you can't say that one gay person can say, because that's why I say you can't speak for all gay people. Some gay people are very open. Some of them are like, you know what, I'm gay, but I don't need everybody to know my business. So even with that, and it's not because they're being DL, it's if you ask them, they will tell you, but they don't believe that they should lead with their sexuality. So you have a lot of people in the community that are different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But let me tell you something, Rebel, and I know you up here, Catherine, but let me say this to Rebel. Rebel, now look, and this is why we don't know people. So I'm going to go back. Rebel and I invited someone to a place because they were going through a death in their family. Okay. Then the next thing we trying to get him to a cabin.
Yeah, and
Now,
I'm sorry, I was bringing someone. I was with someone that I was bringing. I was dating. No one. That was nothing on anyone's mind about
nothing.
trying to hook up with that person. That it
Yeah.
wasn't. That,
Rebel asked me, what about Castro? I said, well, you know what? I think Castro is a cool person. I never hear anything about him. He seems like he's very low key and so on and so forth. Did I not say that, Rebel? I'm giving this man
yeah, you
the
did say
benefit of
that.
the doubt. the benefit of the doubt. Then the next thing you know, somebody's saying that we trying to get them to a cabin. And I'm with my partner as well. We trying to get to them a cabin. Let me tell you something, what pissed me off. Because Rebel thought I was putting him in mess, but I'm like, no, Rebel, this man is trying to say that we were trying to get him to come. And what pissed me off is that we were willing to pay for a plane ticket. This hoe couldn't even get a plane ticket. Couldn't even get a hotel room or a plane ticket. We gave him the choice of both. Now, this is why I'm bringing this to life now. Because y'all think Castro is innocent, but Castro is low T sneaky. He is a low T, he a liar. And I hate to say it because now I'm seeing what's going on with Tommy and it makes sense. It comes full circle because you told Tommy that mess. And this is why I keep on telling people that it's not an anti-Castro thing, but now those things from the past make sense of what's going on in the right now in the present. What Castro did to me and Rebel in the past makes sense now in the presence of what he's doing to Tommy.
Yeah, and Castro apologized to me about that. I don't know what your conversation with him was in regards to that, but he apologized to me because he said he was feeling that you and him got into it. So that's why he said what he said to different people. And it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to throw you under the bus as well because
But that's what he does, Rebel. Have you looked at him in this Tommy fiasco? It is a mess.
I saw some of it.
It's a mess, but it tells me everything that I need to know. And like I said, Tommy expresses himself externally. He will spill all your tea. Okay? Castro don't want nobody to spill no tea, but he'll tell it and he will initiate it. Tommy's get caught on camera with his stuff. Castro don't get caught on camera with his stuff. And I'm noticing that with the two. Now, I don't hate Castro at all. But my thing is, I think they are equally responsible for this mess. And this is why I'm not team none of them. But the only thing I will give Tommy is he will work, baby. He did have that vacuum cleaner on his back looking like Ghostbusters. Baby, he looked like he was going to get Slimer and all of them. He will work. I mean, but they drink a lot and they do a lot. I'm just seeing a lot. And I don't bring this up to put it in his face to make him feel bad, but I now understand. And now it comes full circle because Castro, even you calling Shamar and leaving that message about you happy with he was doing what he was doing and Brittany was right, but you just didn't want to say it, but you thought Brittany was telling the truth. That says a lot about you, Castro. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And I don't hate you at all because again, this is virtual. I don't even know you, but you know, and at the real deal, Castro, maybe that's something that you wanted to do. But I know that was not Rebel and I's intention. We wanted to get you away, and Rebel really wanted somebody who was not drama. But now we seeing your drama, and now it gets to go to show you, I think we did the right thing by just not inviting you. And yeah, so it is what it is. What's up, Catherine?
Good morning, Rebel and Pastor. I wanted to ask you all a question, and please don't be offended. Y'all heard me?
Okay, we waiting for the question.
Tulsa, everybody knows that Tulsa is trans, right? So her birthday was last week, and she had on this red dress that was all the way down to her ankles. So she was out in her yard with her dogs, and I'm not going to say the content creator's name. Said, "You got on that dress, and we can see your male parts." You know, the person said the word. So the other day, she announced that she's going to have this lingerie competition on another content creator's platform. So they said, "Well, damn, how you going to have a lingerie competition and your male parts are going to fall?" I'm like, do y'all really think that she's not? I'm not saying you do. Y'all really think, but when somebody says that they're trans, does that mean that they are? Does that mean that they're completed, or does that mean that they've stopped the process and they're never going to have their male parts removed?
Rebel, you want to talk about that? Because I can talk about it.
Well, I think that if they identify outwardly as being
Rebel, can you hear? Rebel, are you there? Rebel, I think Rebel sound something going on. Can you hear me, Catherine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It may be Rebel sound. Rebel, your sound may be out.
Yeah, I can hear you. The reason why I'm asking is because oftentimes when people get into like little tips with
Mhm.
Tulsa, they always say your penis will. I don't know if you saw the Halloween competition, but
hmm
she had on
Well,
turn.
my thing is this. I think I knew where Rebel was going. I think his sound is out right now. I'll wait for his sound to get back on. But I think it's how he outwardly appears. She outwardly appears, and because T.S. Madison still has her man parts, and I believe that she considers herself a trans woman because that's how she appears outwardly. And so I just think that that's the case. And, like I said, I can respect people for where they are. Some people believe you're not fully trans unless you've had the whole situation done. So it's a difference. You got trans, and I believe trans people are people who dress like this for work and in life. They don't change, they do this. I think cross-dressing and drag is for people who do it for money, for show. They don't show up like this all the time, so I think that may be the difference as well. So yeah.
Oh, like the other content creator. Okay.
Okay, I'm
So
not going there, but some
no,
people
no, I'm
some
not
people
saying that.
will.
I'm saying when they go to work, I think they go to work as a
A
male. But
man.
I think right, but I think that when they're home and on YouTube, they are female appearing. But I don't think in their real life around the type of family, religious family that they have, that they are appearing as a woman because
So yeah,
they're
they're not trans. I think they're cross dressing because if they were
okay.
trans, they don't care about their family. They present like that to work. They show up like that. Because in their mind they are a female. I just think that they're. And that's why I respect people for where they are. And this is why the community is a complex community, but the Black community is a complex community. So that's how I look at it. Like I said, there are some people who don't want anybody who appears feminine. You can be the nicest looking man in the world, but if you are uber feminine, there are some guys who are not going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Because again, they say if I want a woman, I can go get a woman. Why I need a femme man? So and their preferences. There are some people. To me, I want somebody who's smart and somebody who works and everybody has preferences, and I don't beat people up for preferences, but we get to the point where it gets to the point where it's discriminatory, and that's when I
So
have a problem with certain things.
so this latest lawsuit against Tyler Perry, do you think that these actually there's been okay, so there's two. There was one with the Derek guy, and now there's this other guy that's coming to say that Tyler's manager sexually ate him. Okay. So do you think with these allegations that makes Tyler look more um that makes Tyler look like he's in a community as opposed to saying that he's a cross dresser?
Tyler's not in the community,
You don't think
because
so?
to be in the community, you have to embrace and accept the community. And
You
Tyler
don't
has never embraced and accepted community. Tyler is a man sleeping with men. I am so tired of pastors and these people who do not identify with the community, because it makes the community look bad. It makes the community look bad because, first of all, what he's doing is predatory. Number one, he's using power to get to these men, and the community is not about predatory action. Now, do we have predators? Yes, but these Tyler and like Matthews, that bishop, they said with that man, they don't identify with the community. And so when they get caught, people want to blame the community. And I'm like, you can't blame the community because this man's sleeping with men. He never identified. He never said he was gay. He had a wife. So I'm looking at Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry can be gay, but he's not a part of the community. He is a male sleeping with a male. And that's what he identifies at. Because again, I don't think it's fair to blame the LGBTQIA community for with people who don't even identify. Tyler Perry ain't never been to a pride. Tyler Perry ain't never been to transgender awareness, or Day of Remembrance. Tyler Perry has never done XYZ and XYZ. And so my thing is, he's not a part of that community. How can you be a part of something that you don't even participate in? So if there was a men sleeping with men community, he would be a part of that. But
So,
he is a man. Yeah, so that's how I look at it.
Kim McGee's question to you.
Pastor, just a question. Tulsa is wearing lingerie today. Now, will he tuck? How does that work? I don't know. I'm not a drag queen. I think that they tuck it by, under their balls. They tuck it by the behind because they want that area as clear as possible. So I do know that it's going to go between their legs, so it's not seen. Now, that's what I've heard. I don't know because I'm not a cross dresser. I'm not a female performer. So yeah.
So, Pastor, what did you think about Tommy and Castro's that nighttime story that put you to sleep last night?
Exactly what I said. They are they are missing the radio stations. They between frequencies. They're crazy. And now Tommy see, I have not seen it, and I'll probably have to look at it. But to put your dad in the middle of this, come on, stop using your dad for content. I can understand if somebody brought him into the situation, called him without his knowledge, but for you, his son, to do that, it's just too much. Selective questions, read. Someone else's does that. That's not read at all. Yeah. So again, you all, duct tape, baby. Duct tape. Because it can't, baby, it gotta stick real good from what I hear. So Tommy's dad had good advice. Well, I'm gonna go listen to it if you don't take it off. But yeah. You all, let me say this. There's a lot of things going on. To thyself be true. Know who you are. My thing is that I know who I am, but I don't have to lead with it. I don't. But I do not shy away from it. Again, I just had to tell the church that I have a partner. And this was a traditional church. This is a traditional church. And I talked to the pastor and I'm like, look, when my partner comes now, I don't cut up. Because I don't believe that heterosexual people should be cutting up. You know what I'm saying? Overly indulge in public affection. I think that's kind of tacky. That's how I was raised. So that doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, or what have you. But I'm going to sit next to my partner. This is not my roommate. This is not my friend. This is my partner. And I said, and if y'all can't deal with that, then I can't play for your church. And I'm just being honest with you. And so I said, get back with me later and let me know. Because I was to the point where, hey, and they said, okay, we're fine with it. Okay, I'm like, good. Because I don't play those things. Now, do I overly share and all of that? No, but I'm letting you know from jump who I am, because nobody's going to come to you and tell you, I saw him here, or I saw him at the mall, or he was kissing this man. Oh, no, you're not going to be able to do that because, first of all, y'all going to know. I am too grown to be playing these games. And let me tell y'all something with church musicians. See, now I'm going to go somewhere that a lot of people don't like to go. Church musicians, why are you allowing people to know? They know you gay. They know you gay already. And you trying to have a girlfriend and they talk about you behind your back. And see, this is the problem with church people. They already know. Even if you get married, they will always be suspicious. They will always talk about you behind your back. You all go through these great lengths to convince these people to accept you and to do all of this stuff, and they're going to still talk about you. And at the end of the day, y'all are the ones who's sleeping with the pastor, sleeping with the deacon, sleeping with all of these people in the community, and these people already know about you. And then as soon as you let them know who you are, then they want to fire you or they want to ridicule you. But yet we know that the deacon done had 2 babies from these women, and nobody don't say none of them. We know that these grown people doing all of these things, and you got 2 consenting adults, and here you all come. And so my thing is, y'all need to stop playing those games. Stop playing those games. Because for the most part, these churches, they don't have musicians. Baby, musicians are hard to come by. Good musicians are hard to come by. Mediocre musicians are hard to come by. So my thing is this, there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, okay, and for those people who can't, move on. Now, nobody ain't telling you to be kissing somebody in church, and church is not a place to stage this, and the third. Again, moderation and everything. But don't sit there and let people punk you, lack of a better word, to this. If before I play for you, you gonna know. And this is the thing. This is why it's very important to have a career. Because when you have a career and when you're bivocational, you don't allow people to put you in and cubbyhole you. A lot of these church musicians rely all on the church for their income. So they won't say nothing to rock the boat. Take your power back. Get a job. Be bivocational. So when things like that happen, you can go somewhere else, but you still be able to pay your bills, still be able to go on your vacation. And that's the real. That's the real. That's the real. You don't know, Catherine, how many church musicians that I know that are gay and married, or that are gay and presenting to be straight, or doing these things and suppressing stuff. And these church people still talking about them like a dog. Let me tell you something. They still talking about you like a dog.
So, Pastor, you heard about that young man that they found in Texas that he was a church musician and they don't know how he came up unalive?
It's a lot of people been coming up in Texas unalive. In San Antonio, it was a black man who was running the trail in a known, I guess, cruising area. And like I said, I was surprised, but he came up missing. And then they found him unalive. So yeah, it's a lot of things going on. And again, a lot of these people wouldn't be having to do that if they could be themselves and who they are. Y'all, let me tell you something. I was in a church in Miami. I ain't gonna, all I can say is on 199th Street. That's all I can say. I was at a church on 199th Street. And I thought that I was going to be okay. I said, this is good. I'm at this church and nobody ain't bothering me. This is really good. How about the assistant pastor asked me, don't I know you? I'm like, no, because I live in Texas. Oh, well, what are you doing after service? I'm going to the airport because I'm catching my flight. Oh, are you going to be back in Miami? I'm like, are you serious? This was the assistant pastor. When I tell you that Gator must have not been working or what, because it took me by surprise. It took me by surprise. I'm like, this dude is really trying. And I knew he was gay about the questioning. Had he not asked those questions and said, what's up, man? I would have been completely oblivious. But for the mere fact he was asking all of those questions, I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So again,
Their lifestyle is really not the problem. The problem comes when they start using their authority to manipulate other people into having these type of affairs with
well,
them.
that's preachers. Those are preachers and executives. These are people in power misusing their power. That's the deal. That's the deal. These are people with power who misuse their power to do that. But let me tell you what bothers me. Again, I'm not trying to send an alarm to heterosexual women, but y'all need to be on PrEP and DoxyPrep. I don't give a damn who you are. You need to be on PrEP and DoxyPrep. And that's all I'm going to say. PrEP before, DoxyPrep after. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you would be surprised of how many men who are heterosexual presenting be going to these watching the football game with their boys and all of this stuff. If they're in a fraternity, baby, y'all need to be very careful. Don't you ever think that he would never do or you would be surprised. You would be surprised. And the more they have to lose, the more secretive they are. See, a lot of y'all with people who got stuff to lose, but they still want it. And I'm just being real with you all. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but don't you ever think because you with XYZ, they would never do this, da 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 da. Hell no. Absolutely not. You're not with people 24/7. And all I'm saying to you all is it was Omega. I knew he was Omega. It was in Chicago. This dude wanted to get broken off. I'm serious. I'm just being real. And he present and again, this is why I laugh at people talking about somebody at top, somebody at bottom, da 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 da, so on and so forth. No, it don't work that way. Because again, this dude wanted to get broken off. And I was like, what are those 4 shoes on your arm? Oh, it's just the club that I'm in. Now, I went to a black college. I know what the hell that's about. I went to HBCU. I know somebody right now in the state of Wisconsin. And this woman thinks she gonna get married. Baby, you ain't gonna ever get married because that dude is using you as a beard. And he don't want no woman. And he presents very, very heterosexual,
Pastor,
owns a lot of businesses.
But Pastor,
And yeah.
that sometimes when, sorry for interrupting you, you know that sometimes when men are like the bishop down there with the man, you know that sometimes when they get married to women, they have 4 or 5 children, and they that's what they, you know that already. They get married to women, they have children to fool everybody else. You know that.
Because it's to take that look. William McCrae exposed somebody that I know from college.
Right.
And when I tell you I almost fell out, my breath was taken away because he had text messages. This man had 4 daughters. 4 daughters, very high up in the church. Very attractive, darker skinned brother. Baby cheeks, dingaling, everything. I like both. I know his wife had to go through psychological therapy. It's no way. You done have 4 kids with this person. This person has inseminated seed within you for 4 kids, but yet he liked both. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? But yeah, fraternity, college educated, clergy. And this is why these guys who always protesting and want to call somebody a F and stuff, I look at them, I sit there and laugh because at the end of the day, you can present any way you want to present, but some things are just red flags. And that's all I'm gonna say. And men like that, they're not a part of the community. They're in their own group. They are in their own group because I don't think it's fair for the community to have to take on that burden of people who don't even recognize or even want to deal with them. They're in their own group. Yeah, they're gay. They're gay. But they're definitely men sleeping with men because they don't identify. So, yeah. You know, y'all, people lie. And I believe some women don't know. I believe some women don't know. I believe some women are so infatuated with things that they don't see the red flags. I believe in the majority of the cases, many of them do know. They just don't want to accept the fact. But I do think that some of these men are so secretive and so cunning that they don't know. They're clueless. And it hits them like a ton of bricks. So those are my thoughts, you all. And like I said, I don't think everybody gay. I don't think everybody gay. And I'm not trying to make everybody gay. But like Grace Jones said, I have brothers who are gay. Like she told Eddie Murphy. And she does have a brother who is gay. And it ain't Noel. I think they have 2 brothers. And I don't think it's Noel. It's not Noel Jones for sure. it's the other brother. But I'm gonna leave it at
That's
that.
that's Grace Jones' brother, right?
Yeah, Noel is Grace Jones' brother, but I think this is a light skinned brother. She has a brother who's lighter than them. So yeah. Yeah, how can women know? There are certain things, if somebody want to get pegged in their booty, that's a good, it's a lot of things that you could tell, but look how he looks at other men. Or I mean, there are little telltale signs. There are little telltale signs. Some men are really metrosexual. Now, I truly believe that there are some men who are very metrosexual, don't want a man. I truly believe that. There are some men who are very comfortable with their sexuality and other people don't bother them. I know people like that. But then I know that there are other men who you can feel it. It's something in your gut that tells you. I don't care how straight these men present. It's how they look. It's something that tells me that some ain't all right. It's like a mechanism. Really, it's like a mechanism. It's a mechanism. I can't explain it, but it's a mechanism. And this is why, like some of the men who coming over here, y'all really need to be careful because a lot of these brothers can clock it. And this, I can't explain it, but again, and I guess that's why some of them get so angry and defensive because again, what you hate in others, you usually hate in yourself. And my thing is, some of these dudes are, and I'm gonna say this: there are some dudes who come into this sector who are very nice, and there are some who are not nice. But I do believe that some of these dudes are very much gay or very much bisexual. I ain't gonna call them out, but it gives me that. It gives me that very much. And it gives me, if I would drop my number in the back chat, that they would call me and we would have a conversation. And I believe if I wanted to rendezvous, it would happen. And I'm not lying. Thank God I got somebody because I'm not interested. But I do know that there are some people who will do that. And they will try to put it under the guise of networking. They'll try to put it under the guise of, I'm trying to make business deals and I'm trying to get clicks and views. And they will do that, knowing that it ain't about that. It's really so you won't get called out. What's up, Uncle Claude?
Good morning, Jay Wilson. I'm Pastor, and good
What's up?
morning, Catherine Powell. How are you both today?
Good morning, Uncle Claude.
This is a very interesting topic, and it's really a topic that needs to really be addressed more. Not just in the beef sector, but all the adjacent sectors as well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because you, Pastor, you're absolutely right about that, and it's very scary. And it's not fair to the wives of these people at all. It just isn't. I mean, they have the right to know that, listen, they're attracted to the same, they're attracted to both sexes. Let them have the opportunity to whether they want to stay in the relationship or not. It's not fair to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pretty much putting their life, you're pretty much telling them you don't give a damn about them because you're playing with their lives.
Correct. And let me say this about women. Women are usually very upfront with men about what they want. And these men like that. And that's the thing. Women can get away with certain things. Men are not going to get away with that. A woman could say, yeah, I dealt with women and so on and so forth. And the man don't like, okay. But let a man say that to a woman, oh, hell no. Because again, it is what it is. Now, I'm going to say in Brazil, baby, them women know those men are fluid in Brazil for the most part. Not all, but for the most part, Brazil don't have no problem with people being fluid. So if you're upfront with people, be upfront with people, and let that person make that decision. I know somebody right now, she know her husband mess around with men because he's attracted to both sexes and she good with it. That's her issue. That's her business. She knows. They're grown people. But I think, like Uncle Claude said, it comes to a problem, and when you're going through all of this, and y'all, I'm serious. It's out there, and I'm not anti-man. Uncle Claude is a heterosexual man. I respect that. I am not anti-man. I'm about anti-self-preservation. And, yeah, it has to be a lot of trust. It has to be a lot of stuff going on. But you all, I'm just saying all of this, especially in the church. And it seems like the more fundamental the church is, the more underground and secretive people become. And I found the most blatant, egregious acts comes from those churches. The more strict, the more fundamental the church, the worse the stuff is, because these guys will get married, they will have children, and still they like men. It's in your mind.
But you know
It's in
what,
your
Pat?
mind. It's there. It's in you. It's in you already. You are wired to like that. So again, you can play those games. Now, I do believe that there are men who like men and women. They like sex. If it got a hole in it, we'll pound it, because that's how they are. Whether it's male or female, they have no distinction. And I get that. There are some people who are detested. There are gay men who don't even want to see no parts of the vagina. But there are some men who done had kids, and baby, they can roll with it. I'm just
But you know
saying,
what?
everybody is different. Go ahead.
Look at Pat, this bishop. I'm not going to call his name because somebody in the chat might know who he is. But he is always talking about that life, right? So you know what happened? Listen. The Bible says that we sow what we reap, right? His son came out to be same gender loving. So you see, listen. Whatever you were sowing seeds of discord. I'm gonna tell you why. He was always saying the most egregious things about same gender loving men. I didn't say women, men. And now his grown son is like that. So you have to be careful. Listen, God loves everybody. God loves everybody. His son is
Well,
like
my
that.
thing is this: if
He
people
doesn't, but that's
protested,
another story. Go
if
ahead.
people protested that much, I'm always questioning. It's like Ted Haggard. Ted Haggard was so anti, and then he got caught doing meth with a male prostitute. You know, and them people left because that's Ted Haggard. That's who he was. Hold on for a minute, y'all.
And Pastor sort of beat me to it, and I know he's busy right now, but he sort of beat me to
Go
it.
ahead.
He sort of beat me to the punch. Sometimes when you have people that don't protest too much, listen, when there are people that are pointing the finger at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at you. There are people who overdo it. I don't like this. I don't like. I mean, and they almost I don't want to say what's the proper term. Um, they almost volunteer the fact that I don't care for this, that, and the third, when it's
Mm-hmm.
not even necessary to say.
Yeah. My thing is this: I think sexuality is on a spectrum, and I truly do. And regardless, because again, there are some people it doesn't anything on the opposite sex is just like I'm here for it. Anything same sex, it's not them. So, but then you have people who do it. Let me say this: I know a guy. I don't think he's gay. I think he did it to see what it was about. He was at a swingers club. This white chick asked him, I
Yeah,
guess,
it's
to
white
peg her husband. Um, he was like, it was not enjoyable. It was because I was freaking with them. I don't think the man gay because he really was not happy. And I don't think he gay. Now, did he do that? Yes. Now, if he said he did it 18 times, then okay, we got a problem with that. But I don't. So I'm even that flexible to say that. Now, some people would say, no, I don't think he was. This dude like vagina down. Period. I think that he did that to see what it was about. He didn't care for it. It made him feel some kind of way. He moved right on. So again, everybody is different. Um, yeah, yeah. It gets really. It's not a black and white thing. But like I said, people are people. Now, let me tell you what we have a problem. And this is why I say it's a difference between predatory and pedestry, which is, another name for people dealing with underage folks. Everybody is not that. That's a whole nother ball of wax right there. I think that women who take advantage of young boys are sick. just like men who do it. Anybody who has to do that, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong.
I'm glad
Okay.
you brought that up too,
So I'm
Pastor.
going to say that
I
because again,
apologize. Let me
because
let you finish. I'm
that's
sorry.
yeah, because that's a but everybody who's gay is not into that. And again, and unfortunately, that was a Roman invention. In Rome, it was nothing wrong with that. Even in middle, and and see, this is the thing. Do you all know in some Middle Eastern cultures that they still do that? Men feel like their wives are for procreation, but they feel like recreational sex should be dealing with people who are underage. So I don't know if y'all ever heard about the Bachi boys in Afghanistan who dance and they're used as objects. And half the time these men get married and they do the same thing. So again, I don't agree with that at all. And I bring that out because that's the first thing that people go to. But I don't think that women should do it to men of the opposite sex. I don't think men should do it to women who's underage, and I don't think it should be same gender as well. I will say this, and I'm going to let Uncle Claude take it. Everybody has an issue with these trans women and trans men going to the bathroom. Let me say this: you need to be careful and more acutely aware of your child going into the bathroom with these straight men, because again, ain't no trans man trying to be found out. And ain't no trans woman, for the most part, trying to get with no man. Baby, I think it takes a lot of chutzpah for a man to dress up as a woman just to see a woman. That's crazy. So go ahead, Uncle Clyde.
You have something to say, Catherine? Because I know I've sort of
Okay,
Oh,
so
somebody asked the question. I'm so sorry. Do you think Michael Jackson, Prince were gay? I think Prince was bisexual. I don't think. I think he liked women. I think he liked men. I think he was bisexual. Michael Jackson is hard to call. That's a hard to call thing right there. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm being honest with the Michael Jackson thing because, Michael Jackson, and let me say that I think Prince was bisexual, period. I just think he was bisexual, period. Just, I think he was. Michael Jackson, hard to call, turbulent childhood, a lot of things going on. Michael Jackson pissed off a lot of people. Michael Jackson bought them catalogs, and Michael Jackson had power. And baby, it's a lot. I'm perplexed. I'm really perplexed with that. Go ahead, Uncle Clyde and
Pastor, I have
Catherine.
a question for you.
Go
You
ahead.
said you thought Prince was bisexual, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How come no one, and Prince has been going since 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notice no one has said that I haven't heard one man yet say that they had sex with Prince.
Well, he may have good NDAs, but I do think Prince was bisexual. I'm not gonna lie. I think he had good NDAs. I think Morris Day, Justin Jerome, and they from Minneapolis. I don't know. It's a little weird. And let me tell you something about Minneapolis, because
Hey, I stayed in
Well, we're
Minneapolis.
told. I know that.
okay, let me tell y'all something about little Minneapolis then. So
All right.
first of all, they got a club called Gay 90s where straight people go. That's number one. That's crazy. Um, I was at a church function and this man was with his he was in a biracial relationship. He was black, his wife was white. But I swear, if I told that man, take your pants down and bend over, he would have done it because it was giving me real tension here. What's really going on here? It was confusing me. Hey, what you doing? You want to hang out? I can take you to the Mall of Americas. Okay, but don't you have a wife and a kid? It was very much confusing to me. And Minneapolis gives you that. And let me tell you something. The first gay Ethiopian that I met was in Minneapolis. Minneapolis is weird. I'm telling you, it's almost like an Austin to me. So, you can be whatever. Minneapolis and Minnesota, for the most part, is very liberal. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, Rebel.
Well, I stayed in Minneapolis for 3 years when I was a kid. But Minneapolis, beautiful place, is one of the most racially diverse places in the country. A lot of people were biracial. Um, But you're right about that because I remember like Alexander O'Neill and a lot of those people, Morris Day and the time, they had this very kind of
Alexander O'Neill.
very sexually ambiguous kind of look. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No. that name I hadn't heard in a while. Alexander O'Neal.
Oh yeah,
He was the
He
yeah.
original
on
lead singer
drugs,
of the
dear
time.
child. He on drugs with this lady in England.
Yeah, he
He on
looks
that
terrible
crack
now.
real bad. He looks
Absolutely
terrible. Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I remember meeting him when I was a little boy, and sometimes it was him. He rode through our neighborhood like on a motorcycle, but all the people were gathered around him. But it's one of those places that's very people. You don't really know what people's sexuality is because they're very kind of they had like long hair. A lot of the guys were very, they wore very feminine type clothing. But I'm sorry, I had got off my phone, had died. What was the conversation now?
So we were still talking about the trans and stuff, and I was just getting ready to tell Pastor about a situation here where um they started having a thing called an all gender restroom. And last year I went to an event and I asked the um I asked the person, I asked the man that was checking my bags, I said, well, where's the restroom? So they directed me to an all gender restroom. They never said that we have a male and a female bathroom. So me and these men were going into the bathroom together. So the deacon, I knew them. They were deacons at the church I used to attend. So they said, I don't know if I can go in the bathroom with you. I said, please don't go back and tell your wife that, because that looks like you and I was getting ready to hunch in the stall. Tell your wife that we walked through the door together, but once we got through the door, there were stalls with doors. So they said, yeah, well, I'm gonna use the bathroom this one time, but the next time I'm gonna find out when the men's bathroom was. So they used the bathroom. So the next time it was time to go to the bathroom, we came out and they had to walk up like a flight or two of stairs. And they was like, yeah, I just feel uncomfortable. I said, well, then you must feel uncomfortable about your sexuality. If you
I got
going
a
into the
question for you. I got a question for you, Catherine, because you bring up a good question. So they used the bathroom. Did anything happen? Did anything change?
No, they said what they said was they felt as though if they had to tell that to their wife, there would be a problem. I said, well, it sounds like you have a problem with your sexuality, and that's the reason why you don't want to go into the bathroom with me. And they was like, it just said, no. I said, tell your wife what happened. We came through the door together, and once we came through the door, there were about 20 stalls with doors. So we weren't in the actual bathroom with the toilet together. We just walked through the stalls together. You all are making it seem like we was in there hunching or something. That's
I
not what
got it. But
happened.
can I say this though? This is why Americans need to travel more, because in Europe, they don't have bathrooms like that. Men use the bathroom with women in some countries in Europe, and it's not a big issue and it's not a big deal.
Right.
Only,
And
yeah, so it's not a big issue and it's not a big deal. So I was in the Netherlands and they have all types of restrooms, and you'll see a man walk in there, a woman, and it's no big deal. And people go to the bathroom and leave. That's what they do. Go to the bathroom and leave. That's it. And it was uncomfortable for me at first because I had never been used to seeing that. But once going to Europe all the time, it's like, okay, yeah, it is what it
And
is.
a pervert can go to any bathroom. If they're sick and want to try to peek at someone, they'll make a way to get to where they need to go. And I forgot to speak. Hey, Uncle Claude and Catherine. I'm sorry I
Problem.
wasn't
No
I didn't
problem.
speak when I came on.
How you doing, sir?
All right.
yeah, so Rebel, we have a hospital here that has all gender bathrooms, and that's the University of Penn. But we also have a college here, and that would be Community, that has all gender bathrooms. So sometimes when people are just walking into either the hospital or the college and they've never seen it before, it was like this, Pastor. When I went to church, right? Somebody raised their hand and asked the pastor. They said, "Are we going to get all gender bathrooms?" The pastor said, "I cannot believe that you asked me that question. No, we're not going to get all gender bathrooms. This is a church." I'm like, now you asking a person that same gender loving who's got a wife. I know you ain't just asked the pastor that. Don't y'all? No, we're not going to get all gender bathrooms. First of all, he's same gender loving with a wife and kids. Pay attention. Read the room.
You know
But
what?
you know what?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that it's kind of like I had a coworker before when they were talking about trans going into the bathrooms, and I was like, Do you really think someone that looks just like you is coming to the bathroom to try to do something to you? Now, if you see someone's uncle that throws a wig on half on his head with a sundress on and some combat, yeah, a man will dress up like that trying to peek at you. I would look at him with a side eye. But I'm not gonna think a T.S. Madison is gonna go into a male's restroom or someone that's an FTM that's male presenting going into a female's restroom. Because some of the women that have transitioned to become men, they look just like you or any other man. How
Let me tell
comfortable
you
would you be
something.
as a woman if they went into the bathroom in a woman's bathroom? Really, let's keep it real.
Let me tell you something. Those FTMs look more convincing than a lot of the male to females. Them FTMs,
Hmm.
they looking like
Hmm.
men. And could you imagine if they're going to a female bathroom and they're truly their gender is female still? Could you imagine how many police will get called for that? See, you don't have a problem again with men dealing with females who present as males or female transition to males going in the bathroom. It's the opposite way around. And let me say this: most of them trans women don't want no woman. They don't want they ain't trying to hunch. They ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So could you imagine somebody who really is presenting as a female going into a man's bathroom? Can you imagine how that's going to work out?
A lot of that is a non-issue too. Let's keep it 100 here. When they try to bring up the trans bathrooms and the trans this and that, it's to cover up something else. It's to cover up the real issue. A lot of,
Hmm.
I mean, 99.9% of the time, it's a non-issue. Let's keep it 100. I
And they've
mean,
been going to the
when they do it,
bathrooms.
I mean, they just guess what? They just want to use the bathroom just like anybody the hell else. I mean, geez,
I feel like
this
when Donald
country is
Trump,
this
And
country
the
is
thing is,
sometimes
in
it's
most
ridiculous.
women's
It really
spaces,
is.
y'all have stalls. Men have yeah, men can piss in a urinal or go into a stall, and you all have stalls for the most part. And I know people say that these are women's spaces, and I get it, but again, this is the States. In Europe, everybody go to the bathroom. It don't matter. And I'm talking about men going to the bathroom with women. And they don't have an issue. But again, it's how people are socialized as well.
And I think the more comfortable you are with yourself, the easier it is too.
Hmm.
Because sometimes, and let's face it, when you deal with certain people, certain people are not as comfortable as others. Some people, they feel if you're a straight person and you know a lot of people who are of the LGBT community, that you're gay just as well, and that's a foolish way of thinking. I'm not going to deny the people that I know and that I'm cool with because they love the same sex. That is the dumbest thing in the world.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
mean,
People
to me,
people in
I
Europe
know
don't
who
got
I
no
am.
body
I'm not
consciousness
gonna.
either.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
People in Europe don't have body consciousness either, honey. They'll hit the new beach like nobody's business. Hear me? Big, fat, skinny. They don't have that issue.
Whether we want to see all
But
that
I'm not.
cottage
I'm not
cheese,
going to deny anybody.
Lord Jesus. I know that's right. On the
I'm not
islands,
going
they
to
be losing
deny
their
knowing
mind.
somebody and not deny that I'm cool with them just because they're same gender loving. I'm not going to do that. I know who I am, and I'm very comfortable with who I am.
Hey, Pastor. Hey, Rebel.
What's
What I
up,
get?
Demon?
I got
Hey,
this
Hey,
double
Demon
dose of
Soul,
red
how are
sexy
you?
this morning. I'm so happy to see Rebel and Jay Wilson. I had a little smile. What did I do to deserve all this red sexiness this morning? Hey, Catherine. Hey, Uncle Claude.
Hey, Miss Demon Soul. I enjoyed your court. That was really entertaining. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mr. Cloud. I'm Tatiana. I gotta go against the line with this one. I gotta go, and I'm male identified on Friday and Saturdays. And any other time Jay Wilson go live, I'm gonna have to swing to the other side on this one because I'm gonna tell you, being especially doing toxic drug screens for like men and women and having to like go in both things. When I tell you, you think that men are nasty? No, baby. Women bathrooms are way worse than men's. I mean, I used to sneak in the men's bathroom when in my
You're
last like
absolutely
job
right.
for extra company when nobody was in there and it was a wait. I would go in there and yeah, I know what you're talking about from truck stops and stuff, but no, baby, the men's bathroom ain't. The women ain't got shit on the men's bathroom. When I tell you bitches be nasty, they be nasty. Like it. I've been in both and had to use both routinely. And women, men, no, women is I don't even some of these people who I be want to know. Dang, I didn't know all these people I would work with would have all this going on in their panties because as soon as they come out, baby, I can smell
My
it.
wife used to say it all the time. The women's bathroom is the nastiest
It
bathroom. It's not even
is,
close.
and
Y'all
I
just
had to get
have more
drug free,
amenities
so I
though. Y'all
know.
have some nice stuff in y'all bathrooms. Y'all have places where y'all can sit down
Child,
and
this
stuff.
ain't Maggiano's. I'm talking about the regular public bathroom, not
Oh yeah.
somebody there with like cloth napkins and the club where they go. I done been places in New York where they have the perfume and things like that. No. Not like just regular run of the mill. And even on the high end, Starbucks, Barnes and Noble, that's the ones I will go publicly or let my daughter stop at because we know where everyone is in the last 20-mile radius because those are the cleanest. But the same thing, women, they be leaving they mark. And then you can't just blame it on Mother Nature either. The stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, my wife
Well,
used to say that all the time. You're absolutely right.
Uncle Claude, I wanted to something you said has it resonated with me because recently, why the thing about straight men is straight men have to realize not all gay men want them. We can be cool with
Exactly.
you. We don't want because
Exactly.
with me getting this bite, I've met like a lot of people that have Harleys and stuff, and it's such a toxic masculinity that they have that they'll be cool with me. This guy was working on my bike. He was cool with me, but when I brought a friend of mine that was a little different, I was like, okay, I watch people body language, and I picked up that this guy was a little uneasy. When the friend came, the friend looks like a regular straight guy, but he's grown. A lot of these gay men now are getting like tips on their nails and stuff. That's you, cool. But when he met him, he kind of acted a little kind of standoffish. This man didn't return calls when I asked him about fixing on my bike or something else. And I was like, what the hell was that? You actually act like a racist white person toward a black person. It's no
yep.
different because you're acting weird because he's gay. It's like, you're not even his type. It was just so, it's like this person is coming to get their bike fixed. They're not trying to come and do anything to you. It's just let people occupy their space and respect people. If a person's not all women, not all lesbians want to jump on another woman that they're not attracted to. We have things that we like. We're
Exactly.
not just
People have
because you're a
types.
man, we just don't want you because you're a man.
People have
Mhm.
types. I
Yeah.
mean, you know that as well as I do. And again, it's about your level of comfort with yourself. It's not about anything else but that. If you're not comfortable with who you are, you're going to have a problem with anybody. Gay, straight,
Mhm.
man, woman, it does not matter. It's not, see, a lot of times it's not even about gay or straight or man and woman. It's about right and wrong. And it's about how you feel about yourself because you project whatever that you're feeling outwardly, whether you realize that or you don't.
Yeah,
And I've never.
it gets really uncomfortable because I never forget me and Mark we were at a party and now when you're on YouTube is one thing, but when you're out and about it's another thing. So we were cool, we were getting along, and then when I sat next to Mark and put my arms around him, OMG, it was like it's like it destroyed their world. Like what's going on here? Da 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 da. And I'm like, this is my partner. So number one, we're not interested in any of you all. But it almost like took the air out of the room. Like what in the hell is going on? And so I don't know if the people told him or not, but we didn't have any issue with it, and we of course had a good time. The women didn't have a problem with it. Oh God, the women were intrigued. They had 55 questions. But men, oh my God, it was a whole nother story. And we left. But again, I guess they thought somebody was going to do a death drop. And like you said, Rebel, I think it's a stereotypical view because we were talking politics. And they were really into this. We were talking politics, da 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 da. And soon as we got together and I put my arms around him, baby, it was it. It was it. So again, Rebel, I understand what you're saying with this, and especially that motorcycle community and that trail ride community too. That's another hyper masculine place. Trail riding and motorcycles.
And it's funny because I had drove to this. I was invited to this couple's 40th wedding anniversary, and the lady and the man have been together more than 40 years. But she had her girlfriend there. Baby, when I tell you stud, that was concentrated stud. And her husband was really nice, cool, sat down, had a long conversation with me. But I wouldn't, the person I went with, I've been friends with him for like 20 plus years. People were asking, who is that? Is that his friend? That's his friend. What's going on? Yeah, well, gay men, we all could be friends as well. We're not all sleeping together. And it was just weird that and they're trail riders. The trail riders were mostly there. Um, but it's something in our community as black people. It's this that toxic masculinity, black men, or if you cry, you weak, you're a sissy. Don't one person told my sister she didn't hug her boys because she was scared they were gonna be gay. She didn't hug her boys because she didn't want them to be weak. Her son to this day barely speaks to her because he said she made him hard. It made it hard for him to learn how to love a woman. He didn't know how to soften himself up because he was raised to be without feelings. How
So
is that to
don't you think?
live?
So don't you think that's what's going on in these sectors now? Look at how these people talk. First of all, they don't like gay men, but yet they're even equally toxic to black women. And I
These
just
men
think
act like
that
they hate women. These black men, women have always been my ally. I grew up, my aunts, they always loved me for who I was. The women never gave me an issue. I can't stand to see a woman that puts herself below a man when he treats a woman will wait. A black woman will say, I'm waiting for my black king. I'm gonna wait for my brother. Black men aren't doing that. They're not waiting for black women like that a lot of times. I help people in my family to have black spouses and been together for many years. But the thing is, black men, if another race smile at a black man, a lot of times they'll go for any other race that they're attracted to. Black women will sell themselves short. Wait for a man. A man can go to prison. They're like, I'm waiting on him. Hell, you go to jail as a woman for one weekend, they're going to be sleeping with someone else.
But you know what, though? I think you bring up the point, though, that a lot of single women are trying to do that because they don't want their sons to be gay or to be soft. And it causes some issues where that son might resent that woman, even though he's straight. And I just think it does a lot. I think you bring up something that people haven't touched on. And I think that's really big because at the end of the day, I think that's what we're seeing. I, I look at these women over here in the beef sector,
Wake it up,
and they,
Pastor. I'm about to
and
send
they,
them a next.
and they, baby, a whole bisexual man running things.
Oh,
But I just think that they treat these women like dogs. And then when it comes to gay men, we gonna snap and we gonna roast and gag with the best of you all. But baby, some of these gay men, they have. See, the thing is, I've seen a lot of these men actually be intimate with you all and treat y'all like hookers and hoes once they done. And that's sad because we can verbally come and say what we gotta do, but when you done got in a soul tie with this person, it brings on a whole nother can of worms. And I've just seen too many men come over here, screw around with these women, and just turn them out, and then call them any and everything but a child of God. And I'm just baffled at it. Women come over here. Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth, but I ain't never been under Demons O's clothes. I ain't never been, but baby, I done seen some stuff that happened. You got men making women cry, laughing about it. And what get me is these women still want that man, knowing good and well that boy said that man touched his booty because it was wet. So many things, so many things. It's just the girl. Let me tell you something. The radio stations, honey, they between radio stations, baby. It's nothing but static. It's a whole lot of mess going on, and you just look at that stuff. And as a gay man, and let me say this, y'all, same gender loving is not a cop out. I love that term because it was by us. It's a black man. Look up the term. If
But
you
how
don't
is it a cop
understand
out
it,
when they're saying that you love men? That's not no different than saying
that, but yeah. So, but black men did that because again, you all white men had. It's a hierarchy. It's a hierarchy. Thank God I'm not a part of the system where I feel less than, but it's a term for black men because gay was just, many connotations could be taken with gay. And they believe that same gender loving really embraced what they were about. They loved the same gender loving. It's not all about sex. It's almost like Moonlight. I don't know if y'all saw that movie. Do you not know people got mad because those men didn't have sex so they could see it? It was more intimacy. You when they were younger, you saw that sex part, or you kind of had an idea what they were doing. But at the end, that man embraced that other man, and he laid his head on his shoulder. That was intimacy. That was a deep movie. That's why that movie won an Oscar.
Well,
And so,
Moonlight, you sound. Oh, yeah, yeah. I was saying
yeah,
Moonlight. Yeah, but the
yeah.
thing is about that though, Pastor, because I'm just. Yeah, and people can. I'm gonna be real with it. The reason why the intimacy ball is more so than the actual X, because that means it's not about X. It's not about a karma need. It gets deeper and so forth. Especially for straight women who even want to keep some hope alive. I think for DL or whatever, it's like okay, this might be just sex, but then if I embrace it as more than that, as an intimacy, like my relationship can be, then it makes me look like it's more threatening. I think that's what it is because they try to dismiss it. The ones who are okay with a pass may say, "Oh, it was just sex," but the heart is a whole deeper thing.
Yeah, and
That
I
is
think
so
that you're
true.
right. I think it's true. I mean, let me go to the trans girls. Half of these men know that these women trans because they done had sex with them already. This ain't like the crying game. Okay, this ain't like the crying game when he took the panties off and boing. They already know. Half of these men don't went to. Let me tell you something. If you go to a certain part of town, you know it's gonna be trans girls. If you go to certain bars, you know it's going to be trans girls. The
Hmm.
problem comes in when somebody finds out because they've been trying to hide it. And in order to keep their reputation, they will unalive this person. And that's what it is. It is very rare that
Jay,
somebody
I,
is
s-
trying to trick somebody. Go ahead, Rebel.
Jay, I swear, ladies, let me say this to you. Be wary of a man that acts so homophobic. Be careful with a man that talks about gay people all the time. I
Preach.
swear, on everything I love, I have never approached a straight man. I don't do that. I make it a point to be so away from them that I don't want them to think I'm doing anything. I have been approached countless times by men that have wives. As a friend of the family, y'all, this man showed me his piece. He used to cut my hair. One time he said, "Look what you doing to me." And he showed me. I laughed because I was like, "Your wife and your daughter is in this house. It's a big house, but just don't do that." His daughter walked right in. As soon as he flashed me and put it up, she came in and, "Dad, can I have some chips? Can I?" And I was like, "What if she would have came in and saw you with your piece out?" And
My God, today.
I tell y'all, these men are slick. Don't We need to have conversations about this because when you make it such a bad thing, they start being sneakier. You say, "I hope you ain't funny, are you?" Of course he's gonna tell you no because look at how you came to him. I had a son, y'all, that unalived. I'm not son. I had a cousin that unalived himself as a teenager because his mother's people were so religious that they just preached about eternal damnation, burning in hell. Everybody could see when this boy was 2 and 3 years old that he was feminine. He had men around him, and he wasn't just around women. Stop doing that because y'all are breeding. The DL came from that type of mindset. That's what it because they felt they couldn't live in their truth. A lot of these DL guys will talk about gay people. They at the barber shops. All they'll sit right. I was at the barber shop and I saw two dudes that I knew would go and sneak at the gay clubs. One of the guys would be in a parking lot messing around in cars and stuff, but he at the barber shop talking about gay people. Like, it's so weird because I'm sitting there listening I don't think I'm the most straight looking. Hell, I think people know I'm gay, but they don't ever give me the issues that they give more flamboyant gay men. But you're talking about the flamboyant gay men, but you're the one sneaking at their houses at night. It's so weird. Just be aware. Have a honest conversation. Don't come to a man and be like, I hope you know those gay men. They what you think? It's like have honest dialogue and just let them be able to live in their truth. Because if you make it like, I know you ain't funny, huh? Because they try to act like you gay, they're gonna tell you no. Meanwhile, they'll be with you, jumping on you, beating you behind, treating you like crap because they're not where they really want to be.
Well,
How
again,
you
that's
doing?
the issue that they have with themselves. Again, when you're not comfortable with yourself, you're gonna project it outwardly, and that's what's happening a lot of these times. These
That's
Sorry,
people
right.
are not
y'all.
comfortable with themselves.
Sorry,
That's
That's
the
right.
that's the bottom line when it comes to that.
yeah, I
When you're
missed
Hey,
what
comfortable
A
Kim,
little
I'm
bit of
saying
what
happy. Hey,
I,
Catherine.
I
Hey,
missed a
everybody.
little bit of what Rebel was saying because I had a phone call. But you know what? And that's what Rebel said earlier. We go out of our way not to even look. Well, some of us not to look like we want you. But my thing is this: I don't know about Rebel. I can only speak for me. But when you are confident in who you are and you know you the shit and you done did X, Y, Z and da 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 da, and you can go in spaces, it attracts people. Attracts
Hmm.
people. If you can sing and play, it attracts people. If you it's certain things that attracts people. And I mean, and that's why I always tell people because gay men are not trying to come and take your man or all of this stuff. Don't get me wrong. There are some who love that, but for the most part, anybody who's an intelligent, self-loving person, they're not trying to do that. But I've had many married guys try to hit up, and I'm like, dude, you got a whole wife. Nobody ain't trying to do that. I mean, and and Rebel is yeah, yeah, it's really interesting. And when you tell them I don't want none of that, that scares the hell out of them. Because now, and again, I'm not in here to shame people's preferences, but I had to tell a married man, I'm like, look, man, I said I'll rip you too. You better get out my face. Oh God, anyway, it's a
The
lot of
woman
things
called her
going on.
boyfriend. The woman called her boyfriend feeling on me when I was asleep. Do you not know she had an attitude with me? Asked me. I told the story, Jay. She called him filling me up. I was 16 years old. They had liquor there. I'm drinking. No, I wasn't supposed to. He came in while I was knocked out drunk, was playing with me in my nether region. She peeked around the corner and saw him. They got into it. I wake up the next day and she said, I think it's best if you go home today. I leave. I call my friend and I told the story online. My friend was even in the chat. I said, what was up with your sister? She asked me to go home, but she invited me to come over. And she was like, she didn't tell you Adrian, and God rest his soul, he passed away many years ago. She was like, Adrian was getting you off while you were asleep. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, he was playing with your stuff. And I was like, oh my God. Now keep in mind, I knew at the time I was gay, but I wasn't out to them like that. He could sense I was one of his kind. But she got mad at me, wouldn't talk to me. She talked to me the next day and said, I just think it's best you don't come over for a while. And I was like, okay. He eventually had to sit down with her and apologize to me in front of her. But he told her he was no longer gay. He was straight. And but
Mm.
she got back with him. He eventually left her for another man and moved into the same apartment complex.
Oh Jesus!
Hmm.
Okay.
And then
I'm
he ain't gay no
delivered.
more. I ain't gay
I
no
got
more.
Child, stop. And I'm so sick of these damn church. Oh Lord, forgive me. I'm sick of these church men, honey. Be the Mac girl. Mm-mm, mm-mm, I'm
Let me
not.
say this. Let me say this about the church. I blame the church in whole because they don't let people live their authentic, true selves, and that's what happens. And then you have all of these women marrying these men, and that's not what they wanted in the first place. And my thing is, I don't care how many times you go to that altar. to be delivered. If it's still in your thoughts, it's still there. And that's what I tell people. I mean, this ain't something that you wash away and all of that stuff. That stuff is inherently there. And I always tell people God knew who you were before you were even born. So I don't know why. But again, sometimes you got to relearn that stuff and because again, that's what people get. And if that's all you know, that's all you know. This is why a lot of people don't like folk learning and reading, because again, people want you to just get the information that pertains to them. This is why I made it a point to go to seminary, because I'm like, because some of the stuff that they were saying, it's like that don't make sense to me. This don't make sense to me. And my thing is, I learned people can't give you what they don't have. But yet we go with people who believe like us because it makes us feel comfortable, even though you know that your son is gay. And this is why people get mad at me, because somebody was upset because they were gay. And I'm like, well, that means, was your mama lesbian? Was your daddy gay? Because they act like it, come down generational stuff. And I'm like, well, if she ain't a lesbian, if she ain't gay, then what's the deal? Because I look at that kind of stuff. I'm like, you are who you are because of who you are. You have twin brothers. One is gay, one is not gay. I mean, so yeah. I just look at stuff. I look at what people do. I told somebody, do not compare me with the alcoholic and all of that stuff, because I said who I am is not an illness. Who I am is who I am. I will say this. I don't think you have to lead with your sexuality. I think some people do that, but I don't. I don't lead with my blackness. I'm excellent because I'm excellent regardless of who I am. And I just think that's my mindset on it. Now, I know I'm black and I know I'm gay, or same gender loving, as I like to put it. But my thing is, I don't shy away from it either. But, I just think that it depends on the person. One quick story before I let you all go here. I worked as a chaplain. Some of our chaplains who were gay and allies used to wear the rainbow flag. I never wore it. And so we were in conversation one day, because as chaplains, we always talk about things that bother us, or things that, and so it came up, how can you be gay, but you're not representing the community with rainbow flags and all of this stuff? I said, well, that's your choice. I said, because when I go into the room with someone, I want them to be able to be open, and anything that might will hinder our conversation or allow me to even converse with them, it needs to be removed, because it can be a hindrance. And I said, as I talk to the person, if I know that they're same gender loving, then that's when I'll self-disclose if I need be. But I said, you all may think that you all are allies and you're showing your support, but on the other hand, you have to realize that if I'm dealing with somebody Baptist or Pentecostal, they don't need to see that. We have a conversation. I said, my witness might be better of having a conversation with them. And then they can say, oh my God, he's gay, but he was this, then, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you're gay. So I said, so which one would you rather have, the conversation and then letting them know, or them just looking at the flag and never getting to know you because they've already made a judgment about who you are because of what you're wearing? And we had that conversation. So I don't lead like that. I would rather for you to get to know who I am. We have a conversation about it. We talk about, who I am. And then if I decide to disclose, I can. Because again, if I'm not sleeping with you and if I'm not romantically involved with you, it's really none of your business. And I just think sometimes we wear a lot of stuff, or we lead with our sexuality. And that's what I mean by that. So any thoughts on that? I'm on mute.
Yeah, I think that it's really not important, somebody's sexuality. If I'm not in a relationship with them, I don't really need to know what their preference is. And I think too many times, it's just like I told you, in church it's so suppressed that people we feel uncomfortable. And I just feel as though people should be able to love who they want to love. Thank you for having me.
Exactly, because it's a certain Mr. Franklin that well, wasn't I sitting between your legs, honey? I had the Instagram video, honey. Don't make me pull it out since now you want to be married.
Which
Anyway,
Franklin you talking about? Franklin Graham? Kurt
uh,
Franklin?
mm, mm.
Oh, Spill tea.
Well,
Pockets.
now all I can say is this. He said he been delivered from porn, and he didn't talk about what type of porn it was, but he said he was delivered from porn.
Well,
I'm
if
going
you
on
talk,
mute.
Yeah, I
if you
bet
talk
you
about
have,
her,
honey.
his wife knows that that how he is. So that's not even what you call it. His wife already know where he stays.
Oh, you better spill it, catty cat, cat the cat. Shut. Listen. I ain't, girl.
Starlight, let me say this. See, this is the problem. Sometimes we need to be talking about some serious stuff. Tommy and his daddy need to have that conversation, and we'll
Uh,
talk about that later on. But right now, we're talking about something that could really help you with your child or help you to understand some things. Because again, when you have a predominantly gay population with females, when gay men are talking about with a straight man, let me not leave Uncle Claude out about what's going on, then we really need to focus on that, because at the end of the day, Tommy and his dad's conversation should be had, and I'm sure that could be dissected as well, because I'm sure his dad gave him some tips and some things that he needs to do. But we really need to be getting into some things and talking about some things. Why are gay men hate each other? Why do gay men on this apparatus always want to preference shame? Oh, you a power bottom. Well, okay, I'm listening to this. Or are you this or this? I mean, I'm not sleeping with you, but we have gay men calling each other the F word. And I'm like, okay, but you both sucking dick. I mean, so what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? And people ask me that question. Well, I'm in a relationship with a man, and he is my partner. So that should be a given right there. That shouldn't even be a question asked. But y'all act like women don't suck dick. I mean, I'm just like, really? And if you ain't, then you eating somebody cootie cat. So my thing is, it is what it is. So, we get caught up. I'm a whole grown person I'm a grown man. And we act like toddlers and preschool kids when it comes to this kind of stuff. And we need to have these conversations. I never forget when I first came on YouTube and we were talking about a lot of gay terms and everything, and a lot of people didn't think their kids knew about it. Honey, their kids knew all of it. And see, that's what y'all need to be. Y'all need to be catching up, because these kids of the future and the kids of the present know a whole lot of stuff that y'all don't know. And some of y'all behind. And this is why y'all can't really determine what's going on with your husband or not, or what's going on with XYZ. Let me tell you something. Lipstick lesbians are the most secretive. Baby, they like pumas and panthers. And see, y'all need to know, ladies, that there are a lot of lipstick lesbians in your midst who really getting you to see. We always focus on men, but we forget about them lipstick lesbians. See, we look at them studs and all of that stuff like under new management. But baby, these lipstick lesbians are nothing to play with. They are married, they have husbands, they dress in Prada. Baby, they have everything looking good. But baby, they will lick you cross-eyed.
Baby,
Okay,
eat a
y'all don't.
quarter to death.
shall not lick you cross-eyed, girl. We
Baby,
want
them
to drink
lipstick
mine,
lesbians. Let me
girl.
tell you something. When I used to go to the club, when I was single, used to go to the club in San Antonio. It was a lipstick lesbian, and people thought we were married because I was heavily in the gym at that time. And she would call me saying, "You ready to go?" Because she knew that the lesbians were gonna try to talk to her because they thought she was married, and then the dudes was gonna try to talk to me because they thought I was with her. Baby, when I tell you these girls be trying to tear folk apart, not only the men. But the women, oh my God. See, that's what is funny to me, because I done been through that, and we played that game. We would play in their faces knowing good and well that y'all don't know that this was already a setup, because we know y'all gonna try to talk to us, and I ain't married to her. We just come together. Y'all thinking that we married. We ain't, baby, I got pictures. I got pictures. When I tell you I got pictures, baby, I'm gonna send it to Rebel. Baby, we got pictures. And them girls was trying to break her up. So my thing is this: it's equal on all sides, but one group gets the flack and the other group doesn't.
Just like with the transitions, honey. Let me
Mm.
explain this to y'all. First of all, going to a certain platform, catch faster, catch Rebel, catch Uncle Claude. I ain't gonna say catch to you, but you can catch what I'm saying. The
Okay.
lesbians are accepted always. Okay, they always been accepted. Then there comes the gays, because that wasn't a thing,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's a thing. Next thing you know, here come the bisexuals. Half of them be really gay, but they say, "Well, let me fit into society and say I'm bisexual to make it look a little bit more approachable." They still don't pose a threat. Yeah, okay. But anyway, then you got the trans. What is this? What is this? Oh, you coming in here with the wig on and a mustache? Ooh, honey, you will not be in my bank. You will not be in my McDonald's. Girl, please. These people, but y'all can accept a polyamorous or well, excuse me, polygamous or a polygynist, and a polygamist is the men and polygynist is the women. So I'm confused. What's with us trans? I mean, all you hear is, oh, a chick with a this with a that. But honey, you don't know these celebrities are loving the loving it up. Y'all better go check that Jay Wilson interview.
Yeah,
Mm,
let me tell you
that
something. I have
I
no doubt about that. I have no doubt about what you were saying. But let me tell you something about bisexual people. And see, I even have a thought on that. Because again, you can't continue to argue with people. There are some gay men who ain't never seen, as Dap said on school days, no part of the pussy. Ain't never seen it and don't want to see it. There are some men who have had sex with women and they could go and transition back in a quick minute because they are just they're fluid. They like what they like. So, I truly believe that. And so when it comes to bisexuality, I think that there is some exceptions to be made. Everybody just ain't gay. There are some men who really like men and women. They don't care who they with. They just say, hey, long as you treat me well, long as you're attractive, I like it. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go with it. So I don't think that all bisexual men are that. And see, when we start denying bisexual men, then we start denying a whole lot of people. Then there's really no bisexual woman either. And so men shouldn't be dating women who date other women or have dated other women in the past. So I just think that we need to be a little bit open minded about that because again, I think it is a spectrum when it comes to that. But that's my thought. I don't think everybody who's bisexual is gay. Now there's some men who lean more towards men than women. There are some men who want to have a wife and children, but every once in a while they want to dabble and get plucked or plucked. So, I just think with that, we just can't. That's my opinion. Go ahead. Anybody else with thoughts on that?
Oh, I agree. I think it's so many different layers to that.
It is.
It's not a one size fits all. It's just really, I think that when we first come out a lot of times as gay men, for me, I said bisexual because I felt like that would be easier for them to digest, like Lady Sparkle said. I felt that. But then I got to a point shortly thereafter that I was like, F them. If you got a problem with me, this could be from the top of the family to the bottom of the family. I'm going to live my truth. I'm not going to be miserable making you happy. Meanwhile, you're living how the hell you want to live. So, no, I just think that it comes a time when you have to be I take care of myself. Now, there are people that depend on their families for a lot of things. I can understand some of them can't live in their truth because, hey, if your parents are paying your car note, or they're paying your rent, you may get taken. That may be taken from you if you come out. So I can sympathize with that. All I'll say is just be independent, so you don't have to be emboldened to anyone.
Yeah, yeah. And let me say this: no one ever has a problem with women having all of these kids. I mean, first of all, you have an unprotected sex, and you're having and bringing life in it, and may not be able to take care of it. But no one has an issue with that, and that's what really gets me. Or no one talks about these men dropping seeds, having kids everywhere, and all of this stuff. Again, unprotected sex, doing the whole shebang. So when you mean to tell me two men get together and then y'all have an issue. And then even for men being promiscuous, so we don't have promiscuous straight people. Because if we didn't have promiscuous straight people, we wouldn't have all of these babies popping up. So obviously, I just think it's a double standard. And I think it's like I said, it's two men. But I tell you, it's a whole mess. And I look at it, and this is why I just look at people and shake my head. I don't have a problem with people who are same gender loving or people who are heterosexual. Hey, it's your life. This is America. I don't pay your taxes. We all are tax paying citizens for the most part. And so let people live like they want to live. If it's not bothering you, what my next door neighbor do at their house and behind their closed doors don't have nothing to do with me. And so
Right.
that's how I really look at it. So, and this is why, I look at these people with some of these health reads as well. I'm like, baby, hey, y'all crazy. Because again, even though I don't agree with Rico all the time, I do agree with Rico saying that y'all always talking about me, but then y'all trying to be behind the scenes with me and so on and so forth. And I do agree with him on that because baby, these girls are thirsty. Some of these girls are
Well,
thirsty.
Jay, I gotta go, y'all, because I I'm in
Hey,
here.
oh,
Come
So
yeah,
on, come
yeah,
on,
Rebel,
motorcycle. Let
yeah,
me see the
get it,
motorcycle,
yeah.
rebel.
no,
Let me see the
no, I'm
motorcycle.
here working
Are
with
you?
my
Let me see.
patients.
Oh, okay. I thought you was at the I thought you was on the motorcycle, rebel. I don't know why you.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna start doing. But what I'm gonna start doing is I'm getting a GoPro, so I'll be doing my motorcycling, and I want to be able to take people with me with my rides and stuff. So I'm just cashing all that out, and that's what my platform is going to be about: just the motorcycling, and that'd be it. I just got. For me, I'm protecting my peace, sanity, positivity.
Hmm.
I come on and I get my life and enjoy some of the stuff in the beach sector, but I had to distance myself away from a lot of that. Thank you for having me on, Jay. All the
No
people on the
problem.
panel, you guys have a great
No, you're
weekend.
right.
And as y'all
You
can see,
know,
rebel is working, honey. That's what a working
yeah,
man looks like. Okay,
you see,
Yeah,
that's what a
I'm
that's
working
how
working
it
with
man
I'm
goes.
looks
working with
like,
the
brother.
rodents. I'm
Really
working with
appreciate it.
rodents. Okay, all right, y'all.
All right, rebel. And let me say this, y'all. I protect my peace because when I click off, I click off. That's the bottom line. So, I just think that there's a lot of things that's going on. This is not an anti-straight man. Uncle Claude is on here. And I respect Uncle Claude. Uncle Claude was a good example of a person who is very much in tune with who he is and not threatened by anybody else. So I can appreciate him. I can appreciate D Miss O coming up as a heterosexual woman, and we had the trans community represented and a whole lot of people. So I'm just saying this that we're not bashing anybody. Just let people live their truth. I'm having issues with people who always want to point the fingers at other people, but yet they don't see the issues within their own community. And I just think that, everybody has issues and things to do and problems to solve. So, we can coexist together. I'm thinking people are letting folk know that, hey, all gay men don't want you. Not to say that some don't, because some may want you, but all of us don't. And for the most part, most of us are busy trying to get along with our lives, and half the women don't want y'all. And the crap that y'all take some of these women through, I know that y'all don't want no rusty man beating up on your ass. So again, because gays fight back. So I'm gonna just put that out there. But I just think it's very interesting. And like I said, I'm not trying to even point the finger at somebody, but it's a lot of you all who are in this sector who claim to be straight. And baby, it is very dubious and it is very questionable. I'm just not putting it out there. But some of y'all throw red flags up for me. And that's virtually. And baby, if I'm feeling that thing virtually, baby, I know meeting people in person will be a whole nother
Hey,
story.
that your spirit big, huh? 'Cause I'm thinking about one, but I got a question because Rick Reed, and we love Rick Reed. Rick Reed funny. Rick Reed told Wes, "I will slap you across the crack of your ass." Like how would And Wes, let me be quiet because
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that alone, Sparkles, because you bringing up some stuff that I have no knowledge of. But there are
listen,
other people,
listen.
and some of these men I like as a person. I think they're really nice, but I just do think that some of them, they do some things. So anyway, with that said, any last words, Uncle Claude, Catherine, and Lady Sparkles? Because I'm getting ready to head to Six Flags before we go to this show.
I already said what I had to say. So thanks for having me up.
Thank you, Uncle
Thank
Claude.
you, darling.
Um, again, it's not about gay or straight or man against woman. It's about right and wrong a lot of this time. And also, I just want to thank everybody for all of your continued prayers and positive thoughts. This is a very rough time right now because Wednesday would have been her birthday, our wedding
Wow.
anniversary.
Yeah, Uncle Clark, we understand, man. Take care of yourself. We understand. I
Yes,
gotta
we
go.
love you. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yeah,
Take
we
it
do,
one
Uncle
moment at a
Clark.
time. If you if you have to, it hurts, but she's still smiling, and with every teardrop, she's still smiling. Um, and that's why we gotta love each
Mm,
other. God put us here to love. He didn't put us here to judge. He didn't put us here. And I know it's the beefing sector, but see, we all a big dysfunctional family. I mean, you're gonna have that straight, gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, yellow,
mhm.
black, green, purple, brown. But we all here as one rainbow blanket. Just
Mhm.
love and get up under it. That's all.
Yeah, boy.
And the power of Christ is definitely gonna lead you, Uncle Claude. You got loving arms around you, and we love you. But that being said, Jay Wilson, I'm out. I love y'all.
All
Love you.
right,
Love you.
thank you all.
The
And
DX
we
go
will
find
have
me.
more. We will have more
Yes.
conversations like this. This is what we
Yes.
do over here in the sector. It's not all about roasting and gagging. Please keep Uncle Claude in your prayers, you all. I mean, Uncle Claude is everybody's uncle, and he's
Yeah.
here, and he's been very consistent. And I really appreciate what you all have done for him thus far. So he's asking for your thoughts and prayers. So please, please lift him up. Uncle, you don't have to apologize for that. I mean, that's a
That's
emotion
a
that
human
everybody has.
emotion. Yeah.
It's a
Everybody
human
has it.
emotion. You don't have to
Time for
apologize for
everything.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's somebody you were close to, and
Yeah.
we understand that. So, you don't have to apologize for that. But you are in a group where we do really love each other. I know I say ain't no friends on YouTube, and we all 1099s, which we should be. But again, we're not to the point where we don't recognize that we have human beings here, that we have some people who are just genuinely good people. So we definitely want to keep Uncle Claude in our thoughts and prayers, especially on Wednesday, so he just put that up. And so no need to apologize. You are like family, and truly the people over here love you. They have never met you, but they know who you are. And let me tell you something, Uncle Claude, you don't have nothing to be ashamed of or apologize for, because we saw you taking care of your wife. We know that you went to the hospital to make sure she was okay. You did everything you needed to do. And so, nobody can shame you for that. You don't have to apologize for that. You do what you need to do. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve because you're still in that process. So we just want you to know that we are thinking about you. Your wife is okay. I'm sure she's okay. You're still in the land of the living, and so we pray for you that you can get through this. So yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely in the land of the angels, and she's watching over us, smiling down as we navigate through this thing called life. Love you, Jay Wilson, for
All
always
right.
being a cat. Yeah,
Thank
being a
you.
captain, the rider lives, and the one with the level head. Even I know you get the hate, but they say everybody, with a golden, arch gets persecuted. So you
I'm
get the
not
good with the
perfect,
bad.
and I enjoy it. It's a
Yeah.
show. I don't take stuff real unless it's a real
Mhm.
life situation, and you got to
Yeah.
learn how to laugh at yourself. Because if you can't, then you don't need to be on here. This thing is not. It's life is too precious to
Sure.
be stressing out
Mhm.
over stuff and people you don't even know. So it's all good. Well, look, you all. I'm getting ready to head
I
out,
love you. All right,
and
y'all. I
y'all
love
take
y'all.
care. Thank you. Prayers for Uncle Claude. I want to thank everybody who came on. I know Ness was on. I know D Miss O was on. I know Catherine was on. Sparkles was on. We had Rebel on. And again, I don't have no problem with Rebel. Rebel is always welcome over here. So Rebel was on. So we had a lot of people on today. And so I thank all of you all for coming over. Peace and love, and y'all take care. Bye.